Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to our brand new video. So we are going to start a new series which is a movie booking app. So we are going to make this app from the scratch by using Flutter, and the backend we are going to use is a Firebase. So on this series we are going to cover user authentication, barcode scanner, integrating payment gateway, and many more. So do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel. Now let's get started. So before we move forward, I want to simply show you how our movie booking app will be look alike after completing this course. Yeah, so this is the movie booking app you can see here in our emulator. So this is an iPhone emulator and this is the sign up page. As you can see, now I can simply move to the login page and can move to the sign up page back again. So I'll use my name over here. So I'll just write Shivam Gupta, something like this, and we'll enter the email and then the password. Yeah, so now I'll click to this sign up button and will simply sign up in the app by using a mail authentication, and we'll directly move to the home page. Yeah, so this is the home page of our Filmy Fun app. Now you will think that what is a Filmy Fun app? So this is a movie booking app and I have kept the name of this app which is Filmy Fun, and you can see at the top hello, and here we are going to show the username, the user picture, welcome to text, and the app name. And this is the trending movies as you can see here, and we can simply scroll or we can move these banners in this app automatically. So this is a carousel slider that I have added by using a Flutter, and you can see the top trending movies section, and in the top trending movies section you can see all the top trending movies. So I have added two movies just for now to show you all. So this is the Infinity Wars. Now I'll click to this and we'll directly move to the movie booking page, and in this movie booking page you can see at the top the movie picture, Infinity Wars, the movie name, action adventure, that what movie have, and some basic detail about the movie. And it is just said that we can select a date and can book the ticket for this movie. So I'm going to simply select Tuesday 21, and these are the 3 time slot available. So I'll click 10 p.m. and now I'm going to select the quantity of tickets that I need to buy. So I'll increase up to 3, and as you can see that when I'll increase the quantity, the total price will automatically change, and here it simply shows $150. Now I'll click to this book now button, and here we have added a Stripe payment gateway to book this ticket. So I'll pass a test card number, something like this, and we'll also pass the year and random CVC code, and we'll simply pay by using the Stripe payment gateway. Yeah, so here it is done, and you can see ticket has been booked successfully. Now let's move back to the booking page, and in the booking page you are going to see that we have created this section which is a bookings, and in the bookings the user are going to see all the bookings that they have done, and you will see at the top there is a QR code. Now this is the QR code that I have added, like this is something new that I've added on this series because I haven't used QR code before in any of my series. So I've thought that to add something extra and make this series interesting. So this is the QR code that we have provided to the each booking that the user going to do. Yeah. Now this barcode will scanned by an admin. Yeah, so the admin will scan the barcode, and once that barcode is matched, they will allow the user to enter in the cinema hall. Yeah, so it is a movie booking app, so it will allow the user to enter in the cinema hall. So let's move, and I will simply run the admin side in my real Android device, and I'll show you how it going to work when we are going to scan this barcode. Yeah, now at the right side you can see that I have run the app on the real Android device, and this is how the admin going to scan the QR code. You can see that there is a scan QR code button. Now I'm going to click this scan QR code button, and it will simply enable the phone camera, and you can see that how quickly it detects the barcode and it simply says matched. So let me show you it again. So I'll click on start scan again, and will simply move to the barcode, and yes, it is showed it is matched, and QR code has been detected, and this is the unique ID that we have provided to the each QR code. So this is how we are going to add the QR code in our movie booking app, and this will simply make our movie app like very interesting. So now let's move to the code and make this complete app from the scratch. But before we move forward, I want to introduce you to app crafting. So this is a startup started by me. So if you are looking for the app for your business or resume, we are going to make a budget friendly app for you. You can simply fill this contact form and can send us the requirements to get an awesome app in both Play Store and App Store. You can find the link of the app crafting in the description box. So now let's move, and first I'm going to simply create the home page of our app. So in the leaf folder, I'll simply create a new folder name which will be the pages, and inside the pages folder I will simply create a new file name which is home.dart, and I'm going to simply import the package by using material.dart, something like this, and we'll write a stateful widget name which will be simply a home. And now once we have done all this thing, and we need to simply pass a scaffold, body, container, child, and a column. Yeah, now here you can see that I have simply pasted some of the images that we are going to simply use in our movie booking app. So these are the some images, and here I've simply created one images folder. I'm simply pasted some of the image, and now I'm going to simply use this image. So for that I need to simply move to the perspec.ml file, and we need to call our images folder name where we have saved all our images, right? Now once you have call our images folder name, then simply run this file, and once you do that you can simply use the image. Now here, as you can see in the starting, that our main thing of an app is a dark theme. So that's why I'm simply change the color of the background color of this app to colors dot black, something like this. Now here I can simply switch to the home page so that I can show you what all code I'm simply writing over here. So I'll just write a home over here, and this is the home page. Now you can remove this debug banner. So for that I need to move to the home.dart back again, not home.dart, main.dart, and here I just need to simply write debug so check mode banner to false, and it will simply remove this banner from here. Now here in the home page, first I want to simply show the wave emoji, and we'll just say hello and the username. So for that I need to use a row widget, and in the row widget I'll pass children. We'll use image.asset to get our images that we have saved in images folder. So we'll write images, and I will say simply pass our image file name which is wave.png, and now I'm going to simply pass the height and width. So let's pass the height 50, width 50, and we'll simply pass fit box width dot cover. Yeah, something like this. Now we can simply pass a margin so that I can see this image clearly. So I'll pass the margin edge inset dot only. From the top let's pass 40.0, and from the left let's pass 20.0, something like this. 40, I guess it will be too much, maybe 30 will be okay, and we can simply image size up to 40. And here as I've told you, I will first show the hello text, then the username. So for that I will just write a text widget, and in the text widget I will just write a hello text, and here I'm going to simply pass the style, something like this, style, and we'll simply pass the style text style. Now the color, I need to simply pass colors dot white. Font size let's pass 20.0, and font weight will be simply font weight dot bold. Yeah, something like this. Now here you can see the text. Now I can simply provide a space, so I'll use the size box with 10.0, something like this. Yeah, now I can simply increase the font size up to 22. Now here I've simply shown the hello text, and as I've told, there will be a username. So as I'm just making the UI first, then I'll simply connect it with a Firebase for our complete backend, and then I will use the username that the user will simply use to authenticate in the app. I'm telling authenticate, so we are going to use a mail authentication in this movie booking app. Yeah, so here I will just write Shivam, something like this, and this is how we can simply show the hello Shivam text. Now once we have shown this, I need to show the user picture over here that he simply used to authenticate in the app. Now for that I need to add some of the random image of anyone in the images folder. So let me do that first. So I pasted some random image of any of the user, and here I'll just write image dot asset, and here I'll just write images, and I will write boy dot jpg, and here I'll just pass the height up to 50, width 50, and a fade box fade dot cover. Yeah, something like this. Now once we have passed all this thing, here you can see the image. Now I need to bring the image to the right side of the screen. So here I can simply use a spacer, and it will give a maximum space between the text widget and the image widget, right? Now it's simply stuck to the right side of the screen, so I can simply use a padding edge inside dot only from the right, and will pass 20.0. Now here I need to simply wrap up with a clip react widget, so that I can simply provide the border radius. So we'll write border radius dot circular, and will pass circular 60, something like this. Yeah, now here you can see the image. Now I can simply increase the height and width of an image. I think so 70 will be too much. Let's keep it 60, I guess will be okay. Yeah, it is okay. So here you can see the image of the user. Now once we have done all this thing, now I need to simply show the our app name, which is Filmy Fun. So I am thinking that to keep the app name, which is a Filmy Fun over here, which will simply match with our movie booking app. Yeah, so here first I'm going to create a text widget, and in the text widget, so first I think so I need a row widget, because here I'm going to like pass two different color to two different text widget. So that's why I'm passing the row widget over here, and in the text widget I will just write like this, which will be like filmy. So I'll write filmy, and I will simply write a style, text style. Now the color, which will be the colors dot white, and font size, which will be font size, which will be 20.0, and font weight will be font weight, I guess W500 will be okay, but if not we can change it later, no worries about that. So I'll copy this and will simply paste it over here again, and here the color that I'm going to use for our Filmy Fun is the customized color code. So let me see the color code that I'm going to simply use for our this text. Yeah, so here in the color I will just pass like this 0xff, 0xff, and the color code is EDB41D. So this is the color code that we are going to simply use over here, and I'll just change this text to bold, something like this. And now I can simply increase the font size of our app name that we have shown over here, which will be 25 and 25, or 28. 28 is okay, I guess. Yeah, or if you want you can do up to 32 and 32. Yeah. So Filmy Fun, this is our app name. We can also like pass a welcome to text over here. I think so that will look good. So here I can simply pass like welcome to text. So I'll just write welcome to, something like this, and here I can pass a cross axis alignment dot start, so that I can move to the left side of the screen. So we'll simply pass cross axis alignment dot start, and we can change the color of this text to different color. So let me find what color it will match over here. Yeah, it is okay. We can do up to 18, or I think so 19 will be okay. And here I'm thinking to increase a font size up to 36 and 36. Yeah, it is okay. Welcome to Filmy Fun, and if you want you can provide some space, it's up to you, like how attractive you can make. let's pass 20, 10 is okay, 20 I think so it will be too much. Yeah, now once we have shown the hello text and welcome to Filmy Fun, now here I will simply show the carousel slider. Now the carousel slider is something that you can see in our e-commerce app, because I've used a carousel slider before, I think so many times in my e-commerce app, where we need to simply show the top products that we are selling on that app. So here in the movie booking app, I'm thinking that I will use a carousel slider here again. Now the carousel slider is because as we need to simply attract a user to see the trending movies in a carousel slider. So in the carousel slider we are going to show the trending movies. Yeah, so for that, creating a carousel slider, we need a carousel slider like package to be added in the pub.xml file. So we need to move to the Pub.dev, because we need to copy that carousel slider package and first paste it in the pub.xml file. Then we can use that carousel slider function in our Flutter app, right? Yeah. So here in the Pub.dev, you need to simply search a carousel slider and you will simply get this package. Now move to the installing and we need to just copy this package and just paste it in the pub.xml file, and we need to paste it something over here in the dependencies section and just run this package that you have added. Now once you will run this package, I hope it is successfully run. If you are using a old version of the Flutter and if you are facing any problem to run the package, you can remove the version and can also run the package easily in your Flutter app. So that will also fix your error if there will be any version error showing you. Though after adding a package I won't see any version error, so I can keep the version or I can remove the version. Both the case will be okay for me. Yeah, so this is how you can simply fix a problem when you are adding some of the packages from the Pub.dev, right? Now let's move to the home.dart file, and here just we need to simply pass a final. Now as I have told you, I need to show the carousel slider, and in the carousel slider we are going to show the trending movies in our movie booking app. Yeah, so I will simply create a final list. Now the reason for creating a list is because as we need to please show the images of a trending movies in a carousel slider. So here you can see that I have added some of the images, like this is Infinity War movie image, this is Salman Khan movies image, and this is Shahrukh Khan movies image. So these are the some images that I am going to simply show in our movie booking app. Yeah, so here I need to just write a list and we need to pass our list name, which is image URLs. And here first I'm going to do one thing like this. Let me show what it will be. First I need to write our images folder name where we have saved our image file, and here I am going to write our first image that I need to show, which is infinity.jpg. Now here if you are writing the file name and the folder name, now make sure that it should be the exact file name that you have simply pasted in the images folder name. Now if there will be any mismatch, then you can't get the image from the asset folder and it will simply throw the error. So keep on mind. Yeah, now here I am going to simply write images again and our second image name, which is salman.jpg, and here our third image, which is Shahrukh. I will write Shahrukh movies .png. Let me check if the spelling are correct, because as I have told you that there will be mismatch, then we can simply face an error. So why to face the error? Let's check the file again and again. Yeah, so once you have written all the thing and you have created a list with the image URLs, I have wrote image URLs, but just I have simply keep our list name like this. Now here I need to create a carousel slider. So for the carousel slider I will move over here, and in the column widget I will just pass some center widget, and in the center widget I'll pass child and I'll just write a carousel slider. So I'll write carousel slider, and in the items wait, in the items, yeah, in the items I need to pass image URLs, which is our list dot map, and here I will write URL something like this. Now here I need to use a bracket and we need to pass return, and we need to return the builder over here, and in the builder I just need to pass a build context, and in the context I just need to return a container. So this is I'm creating because as we need to show the container first, and in the container form we need to simply show that image that we have shown in the images folder. You can also pass image.asset over here, but I'm going to use a container. I think so. Why to pass an container? Let's pass directly image.asset over here, and here I'll just pass the URL, and I'll just pass a fit boxfit.cover. Yeah, now here I need to simply pass dot to list so that I can show my carousel slider, and here I just need to write, I think so over here I need to write to list something like this, and we need to add a semicolon, and here too, and I think so there is some problem with build context, so I'll simply remove this from here. Now here comes the options. Now the options, here is the main thing of the carousel options. Like in the options you are going to simply show how the carousel slider going to behave. So it is the one of the most important thing. Like there are lots of things to simply handle in the carousel slider. So let me show you one by one what all things you can simply add in the carousel option. So I'll just write a carousel option over here, and in the carousel option you can see that there are lot many thing that you can simply add in the carousel option, so that you can customize your carousel slider according to your way, right? Now here first I need to pass the height 200, and this height will simply help me to show the height, like how much height my carousel slider should cover. And here there is one more interesting property, which is autoplay. Now autoplay I will keep as true. Now let me show you. I will show you when I'll run the app again, and you will simply show the carousel slider in the home page. Yeah, so the autoplay will help the carousel slider to move it automatically. As the word says, it will move automatically, and if you keep it false, then the user need to scroll the carousel slider to see all the slider that the carousel has, right? Now here there is one more option, which is enlarge center page to true. Yeah, so it will simply enlarge the center page that it is in my home screen. Yeah, now here the aspect ratio I'm going to pass is 16 divided by 9, and here the viewport portion fraction, let's pass 0.8. Yeah, so these are all the things that you need to simply pass, like how much aspect ratio it should cover and what should be the fraction of a carousel slider. Yeah, so let me rerun the app again, and let me show you how the carousel slider look alike in our home page, right? So our app has launched successfully, and here you can see that this is the images that I've simply added in the carousel slider, and you can see that how automatically our carousel slider is working, and it automatically show all the slider that he has. Now I need to simply pass the size box so that I can pass a space, and let's pass the height 20.0, something like this. Yeah, now here you can see the image, but if you want you can simply change the viewport fraction and all, like how you want it. So I passed a width, as you can see in the container, to use a complete width of the screen, and I can also increase the height of the carousel slider up to 250. I think so now it's look good, and now my carousel slider are more clear, and I can see all the thing related to that. Yeah, I hope it is clear. Now if you want you can also provide a clip react, I mean the border radius, to your image. So you need to just wrap up the image widget with a clip react widget, and here you need to pass a border radius, and the border radius will be circular, and let's pass 10 over here. Yeah, so it also provide me the border radius to all the images that I have added. So here you can see this is a image that I am going to simply show in my movie app, and these are the some trending app. Now once you see the carousel slider over here, just below the carousel slider we are going to show top trending movies. section over here, and the user can simply look to all that top trending movies and can select one of the movies and can book the ticket for that. Right now, the top trending movies we are going to simply show in the horizontal direction by using the list view, so that the user can please scroll and can see all the top trending movies. Yeah, so for that I just need to use a text widget here again. So I'll copy the text widget and will simply paste it something over here, and will just write like top trending movies, sorry, movies, yeah, something like this. Now here I just need to change the color to white, so I'll pass colors.white, and we need to also decrease down our font size up to 20. Now I can simply pass the size box, and let's pass the size box height 20.0, something like this. Now I think so I can increase font size at 24 is okay, or let's pass 25, something like this. Now here, as I told you, we need to use a list view, so I'll use a list view, and in the children I just need to write a container. Now in the container, first I'm going to show our first trending picture, so I'm thinking to add Infinity Wars like image over here, and will simply provide a picture name which is Infinity Wars Infinity Wars. And here I need to just write below the picture name that it is an action, adventure and thriller, or just write action adventure. It's up to your choice like what you want to show over here. Now here I just write like child, and we need to pass a column, and here I need to write a children image dot asset, and we'll write images, and here I'm going to simply write our picture name, or you can see image file name, which is infinity.jpg, something like this. Now I need to just pass the height, like how much height I want to simply show the image. So the height, let's keep 150, and the width also let's keep 150, and we need to just pass a fit box fit dot cover, yeah, something like this. I can't see the image because, as you know, that list view is something that we need to simply tell that a list view like how much space a list view should use, so then the list view will be going to work in this home page. Yeah, so without knowing a list view how much space list view should take, it won't show the list view over here, and it will throw the error something like this, which is a render box error. And this error simply shows when there is like a widget who don't know how much space he should take. Yeah, now think that a list view is an obedient student who just need to know that how much space I need to take to simply show the list view over here in the home page. So being a obedient student, I need to respect him, so I need to simply tell that I need to wrap up first our list view with a widget, and we need to simply pass a container, and I just need to pass the height and tell the obedient student to take almost 300 height. Now you can see the list view. Now here, as you can see that it is in the vertical form, like scrolling is in the vertical form. I need to do in the horizontal form, so I need to just pass a scroll direction axis dot what, horizontal, not vertical. Vertical is already vertical, yeah. So horizontal. Now here you can see that it simply come in the starting. Now I just need to pass the size box height, let's pass 20.0, something like this. Yeah, now here once you see the image, I think the size of an image is okay. If then we can simply increase something like this, or let's also increase the width like this. Width is too much, I don't need this too much. I just need to pass up to 180, something like this. Now once we have done this thing, now first I need to simply show this picture name. So for that I will do one thing like I'm thinking that let's use a stack widget, and in the stack widget first I need to like pass a container over here with a different color, and in that container I'm going to simply pass our app name. And as I've told you that it is, we need to simply pass 2 to 3 word like what type of movie it is, action, adventure, thriller, romantic, blah blah blah. Yeah, so for that I need to do one thing. So here In the column widget, I need to simply remove a column widget and will write a stack widget, something like this. And here I just need to do one thing. I need to pass a container. Here the container, let's pass the height and width exactly like this, and we'll simply paste it something over here. And here we need to do one thing. We need to pass a decoration, a box decoration, color. Now the color will be colors dot black, and let's pass up to 45. Now the child, in the child I need to pass a text widget and our app name, not our app name, our movie name. So I will write Infinity Wars, Infinity Wars, yeah, something like this. I hope it is not visible, I know that. So I need to pass a style, text style. I think so we have done one mistake, but that's a minor mistake. Yeah, don't need to worry. I need to simply, like, I have passed a text widget and overlap with the image widget. As you can see that first I've simply pass a text widget, then I've simply overlapped with the image widget. So thus behind this image widget there is this text widget named Infinity Wars. So I need to at the front. So how this stack widget going to work? Like, I need to overlap image widget over the text widget. So I'll simply cut it from here and we'll paste it over here. Now you can see the text, but I need to bring something over here, and the container should not cover a complete color. So for that I need to pass a margin. I'll remove the height from here and we'll just pass a margin as insert dot only from the top, and we need to just pass a margin something like this. I'll pass 180, so it comes something over here. I hope it is okay. If not, then we'll need to do something. So I need to pass a font size 20.0 and font weight will be font weight dot bold, something like this. Yeah, now you can see the app name, and we can also pass padding rather than margin. We can pass padding edge insert dot only from the left 20.0. I need some space and all, that's why I've simply pass a margin, padding, not a margin. Yeah. So once we have done this thing, I need to use a column widget. Reason, you already know that. I need to copy the text widget here again, simply paste it over here. I just need to tell that it is an action movie and it has thriller or adventure. I don't know, I didn't watch this movie till now, so I'll simply write adventure. Yeah, so I'll just pass 15 over here, something like this. Now I need to do W500 so that I can provide a different font, and maybe we can change a color of different white shade. So for that I need to simply select it from here. As you can see, yeah, we can use a cross, and we can pass cross axis alignment dot start to bring something over here. Now here I just need to do one more thing. First I need to pass a border, and we need to pass border dot all, not over here, sorry for that. So not over here, where, let me show. I need to pass decoration, a box decoration, border, we need to pass border dot all, something like this. And here I need to simply pass the color. Let's pass the colors dot colors dot white. Yeah, now you can see the image. So this is the space how much our container is taking. Yeah, I think so. If you want, you can increase the size of an picture name Infinity Wars, or if you want you can also increase the width also. Maybe it will look good, I guess. I just like pass a less thing over here. We need to pass 2022. Yeah, it is okay. We can do up to 26, I guess. Now it is okay, or 25 will be okay. And we need to also increase this up to 16, I guess. Now it is okay. Now we can simply pass a border radius, but before that there is like dead space in the container, so I don't want that. So I will simply do something like this. Yeah, it is okay. Or let's pass 280. 280 is good. Yeah, I hope it is good. If not, then we need to decrease it up to 250. Yeah, now we can simply provide a border radius. So for the border radius, I just need to write border radius dot circular, and let's pass 20, something like this. Yeah. Now the reason you know that why it happened, because we need to also pass over here clip react border radius dot only. So I need to pass border radius dot only from the top left, which will be radius dot circular. I have passed 20, then we need to pass 20, and from the top right radius dot circular. I'm passing like this. Rather than passing like this, I need to simply pass the border radius to all the corners. Yeah, so I'll pass all, and let's pass directly 20 over here. Yeah. Yeah, like this. Yeah, so there is also some more thing that we need to do. What? Let me show you. I need to simply pass the border radius here also. So we need to pass border radius dot only from the bottom left and bottom right. Yeah, so bottom left radius dot circular, let's pass 20, and from the bottom right radius dot circular, let's pass 20, something like this. Now we can simply see our border radius clearly with a border, right? So this is how we can simply show all the trending movies, and let me add some more movies over here. Yeah, so that it will completely look like we are running a cinema hall. Yeah, so copy the container widget from here, and we need to simply paste it in our list view, something like this. Now we need to pass a space, so I pass a space, size box width 20.0. Why it didn't happen? Because we passed in a wrong position. We need to pass it over here. Yeah, now here I have pasted one more image, which is of Puspa 2. So it is an Indian movie. If you haven't watched that, then I will recommend you to please watch this Puspa 1 and 2. Both the versions are really great. Yeah, so here you can see the Puspa 2 image, and we just need to pass the our movie name, which is Puspa 2. Yeah, so now we can simply scroll and can see all the trending movies over here. Now if you want, you can add some more movies over here and can make a top booking app like movie booking app. Now once we have done this thing, we need to also show the bottom navigation bar over here, which is a curve navigation bar. Now the curve navigation bar is something that I have used many times before on my channel. Now I'm telling many times before is because I have already made like 13 to 14 apps before on this channel. You can simply follow all the apps playlist link in the comment box. I will simply paste a link in the comment box. You can simply go and get it from there, because I have already made 14 apps, and if you haven't followed one of the apps before, then I will recommend you, because you are missing lots of things, and they are on. And in my previous series, I have taught many more things about a Flutter and how to use a Firebase and all. So go and simply watch all that videos on that playlist and add some of the apps to your app bucket list and in your resume, right? So for the bottom navigation bar, as I was telling you that I will just add a bottom navigation bar from my previous source code that I have, because I won't show the complete process. I will simply show you the code what I have written in the bottom navigation bar, and how to I will explain you how to write a code and all the bottom navigation. If you haven't watched one of my last series, then no worries about that. Yeah, you can simply pause a video and can write a code for the bottom navigation bar, or if you want to simply get a source code, you can see the link in the description box. I will also provide you the source code link. You can go in both the ways as you like it. Yeah, this is how our bottom navigation bar look alike. As you can see that I've simply added a curved navigation bar, and for the curved navigation bar you need to simply add some package in the perspec.ml file. So this is a curved navigation bar. You can simply find this package in the Pub.dev and just use this package in the perspec.ml file. And here in the pages folder you will see that I've created some of the pages. So let me explain you the first page, which is a bottom name.dart. And in this bottom name.dart I've created our bottom navigation, like how I want to simply show our bottom navigation. Yeah, now here I simply create a stateful widget name, which is bottom name, and here I will pass a list name pages. Now the reason for passing a list pages over here, now in the list pages we are going to simply show all the page that we want to show in our bottom name. Now the meaning of page is that, so our home page is the first page and the booking page is our second page. In the booking page I'm going to simply show all the bookings that the user have done, and they can simply track like what all movie they have booked and at which date and at which time. Yeah, so that booking page will be really helpful for the user to be used on this app. So that's why you can see the second option of the booking page. And the third page, which is a profile page. Now the profile page is a page where the user can simply move to their profile and can manage their complete profile, like if they want to simply log out or delete their account, or if they want to check their name, change the image or something. So that's why we have added a profile page. Now in current tab index is one of the most important thing. Now the current tab index will simply keep the track like which page at you are at. Now for example, if I'll tap to this booking page, now it is blank because I haven't wrote anything in the booking.dart file till now. Yeah, when I'll write, then you will see all the things in this file. Now when I tap to the booking.dart file, you can see that it simply moves to the booking page and it simply show me the booking page over here. So the index that will keep the count like which icon that I have simply clicked over here, that will be the current tab index. So current tab index will keep the track like which icon I'm pressing, and according to the icon that I have pressed, I need to move to the which page. Now if I'll tap to this book icon, then I will move to the booking page. If I'll move tap to this profile icon, I'll move to the profile page. So the track of all the pages will be simply held in the current tab index. So this is one of the most important thing. Yeah, now as we have passed a pages list, so here in the pages list I'm going to simply pass all the page that we have simply created. Now here in the curve navigation bar, so this is a curve navigation bar. As you can see, we have simply passed a background color, which is a black. The color I've used is this color. Now this is the animation duration. Now the animation duration is something like, here I'm in the home page. Now I'll move to the booking page. Now how much time it should take to shift from home page to the booking page, this animation is the animation duration. So I have simply passed the animation duration in milliseconds, which is 500. Now in the on tab, we need to simply keep the index like which index, or you can say that which icon I have simply pressed, and the current tab index will keep the index and will simply shift the user to that page, as I've told you. Yeah, so in the items I've simply passed all the icons, as you can see here, and in the body, don't forget to pass a body, otherwise you can't see anything in the bottom name. So this is a one line that it is very important. So it will simply keep the tab index, current tab index, and show you the page accordingly. Yeah, so this is the complete code that we have added in the bottom navigation bar. You can simply pause a video and write a code, and I think so it is very clear and it is very easy to add a curve navigation bar. Yeah, now let's move, and here you can see that I've simply created a booking.dart file. I didn't wrote any code. I just need to show in the bottom navigation bar, so that's why I simply created this dart file, and we have done same for the profile page. Yeah, now let's move, and here when I'll type to this infinity wars on any type of movies that simply shows in the top trending section, I need to move to the detail page where I need to simply show the movie over there, like movie image and the price of per ticket, the movie name, some details about the movie, like how the movie is and what the story behind making this movie. not story behind the making the movies, what is the story of this movie. Yeah, so that all thing we need to simply show in our detail page. Yeah, so let's move, and here I'm going to simply create one more page which is detail page dot dart. Detail page dot dart, and here I need to first import the package by using material dot dart, and we'll write a stateful widget name which will be the detail page. Yeah, but before we move forward, I want to introduce you to app crafting. So this is a startup started by me. So if you are looking for the app for your business or resume, we are going to make a budget friendly app for you. You can simply fill this contact form and can send us the requirements to get a awesome app in both Play Store and App Store. You can find the link of the app crafting in the description box. Now once we have written all this thing, I need to do one thing. Like here I just need to pass a scaffold, a body, container, child, column. Yeah, and the children, something like this. Now here, as I've told you, we need to simply show the our picture name that we have simply selected, or you can say movie name, not movie image. Yeah, so for that I just use image.asset, and first I'm going to simply show the image. I'll just write infinity, something like this, infinity dot jpg. I haven't write our folder name, so I'll write images infinity.jpg, and let me move to the detail page so that I can show you what all code I'm writing there. Yeah, so this is it, and here I need to simply show one thing. Like I first need to increase the height of my image, so I'll pass height, and I'll use a media query. Now you know the use of media query. If not, the media query is something that makes your app highly responsive. So rather than passing a fixed height in this image, I'm going to use a media query so that I can increase the responsiveness of this app, right? So I'll use a media query dot of context dot size dot height, and will simply pass divide by 2. Yeah, now we need to pass a width also, so we'll pass media query dot of context dot size dot width, and we need to just pass a fit box fit dot cover. Yeah, something like this. Now you can see the image that we are simply going to use over here. Now once we have shown the image, I need to also show one back arrow over here so that I can simply move back to the our home page. So for that I need to do one thing. Like, as you know that we need to overlap one widget over the another, so I need to remove a column widget. I'll pass a stack widget over here, and in the stack widget I just need to first pass in container. Now the container, and in the container I will just write child icon, and I'll pass icons dot arrow back iOS new rounded. You can use this. Yeah, we can also pass the color. Let's pass the color first, which will be colors dot white, and I think so we need a black, not a white. Box decoration colors dot white, and we'll change the color of icon to black, something like this. Now here you can see the container, it's behind the screen. So first I need to pass enough margin, so I'll pass margin edge inset dot only from the left 20.0, from the top let's pass 20.0, or let's pass 30. If I said 30, 30. Yeah, so I'll just pass a padding edge insert dot all, pass a padding up to 5. We'll pass a border radius dot circular, let's pass 30. Yeah, so here you can see this. Now I can increase the, like, 8 is okay. Now I can use a material widget. We'll wrap with a widget which is a material widget. We'll pass the elevation 3.0, and I need to wrap up with a container again, and here I need to pass a margin. So cut a margin from here, paste it over here. Now we need to pass a border radius, so copy the border radius. We need to simply paste it over here. I think so material widget is not working over here because of an image. And if we are using a container, and then we can simply see the elevation. I mean that this is an image, and just above the image I've used a container, and then we are providing the elevation to this container. So that's why, just because of the image, we can't see the elevation over here. So I have used elevation so that I can see the elevation, but I think so just because of the image I can't see the elevation over here, but it is okay, let's leave it. Yep. So once we have done all this thing, now here I'm going to simply show like this type of container. You can see the border radius from top left and top right. Yeah, so for that I need to do one thing. Like here I'll just pass a container. Now I'm using a stack widget here again. Yeah, so in the stack widget I'm passing this container, and here I need to just pass a width, which will be the media query dot of context dot size dot width. Yeah, now here I just need to pass a decoration, a box decoration. Yeah, it is okay. Border radius dot only from the top left. So sorry, top left, radius dot circular, let's pass 20, and from the top right, radius dot circular, let's pass 20. Yeah, something like this. Now you can't see this because we need to do something like child, first pass a column, children, and let me pass some text widget so that I can see the container first. I hope we can see the container. If not, then why? Let me see. I need to pass an height. Let's pass. I need to see the container so that I can use that container, and pass a margin. I haven't passed a color, so that's why I can't see this. So I'll pass colors dot white. Now I can see the container. Yeah, so I need to bring something over here. So for that I need to use a media query in the height. So I'll pass media query dot of context dot, not in the height, in the margin, and I need to pass the margin from the top position. So that's why I'm going to use a media query. So media query dot of context dot size dot height divide by 2. I think so, rather than passing a 2, we can pass 1.8 or 2.2. Yeah, 2.2 is okay. I need to provide a more border radius, so let T and 30, I guess. Yeah, it is okay. Now we can see our movie picture image, and here I'm going to simply add some details. And for the details I need to do one thing. First I'm going to simply show our movie name, which is Infinity Wars. So I'll simply show that movie name, and we can use a style, a text style. Now the color, which will be the colors dot black, and font size, which will be 20.0, and font weight will be font weight dot bold. Yeah, something like this. Now here I can use a cross, so I'll use a cross axis alignment dot start, and we can pass some padding so that I can see this. Add 20.0 from the top, 20.0, something like this. Now we can increase the height, font size of this text. 30 will be too much, I guess. Let's pass 26. Yeah, so Infinity Wars, here you can see this. Now here you can see that I have simply changed the color of this container. So this is the color that I'm widely going to use for this container to show all the details of about this movie. So I think so it looks great. Now here I have simply changed the color of the movie name, which is Infinity Wars, and just below this name I'm going to use a text widget here again, and in this text widget I'm going to simply show like the action and the adventure that I've simply shown in the home page. So I'll just add an action and an adventure, something like this. Yeah, now once we have written all this thing, I need to simply lower down the font size, and here I'm going to simply change the font width to W500, and we'll also pass a different white shade, something like this. I think so it is too less, maybe this. Yeah, it is okay. Now once we have shown the picture name or movie name and action and adventure, like how the movie is, now here I need to add like 2 to 3 lines about the movie details, like on what basis of this movie has been made. So we need to add 2-3 lines over here. So I don't know many thing about Infinity Wars, so I need to copy some of the details from the internet and I will simply paste it something over here, because I have told you I didn't watch Infinity Wars till now. So here I will simply copy some of the details and will simply paste it something over here, right? Yeah, so here you can see that these are the some details that I simply found about Infinity Wars on the internet. So I've simply pasted this detail about this movie over here. So here it is how it looks. Now once the detail has been shown over here, now the next thing is about booking a movie ticket for this movie. Now for that we need to add some of the actions over here. First I'm going to simply show the list of date over here, and in the list of date I'm going to simply show like a date in sequence, like 1 2 3 4 with a date and a day, with a date and the day. Yeah, I'm not just telling a day, date and the day. So like Monday 20, Tuesday 21. So just like this I'm going to show over here, and the user can simply press any of that and can book this ticket. Yeah, and the available time slots for the movie. Yeah, so the user can also select the available time slots, and they can select any of the time slots and can book this movie. Now here I'm going to simply allow the user to increase the amount of ticket they need to buy and a book now button. Yeah, so these are the some details that we can simply show in our detail page, so that user can book the movie ticket for this movie, right? So now for an example, if today is like 3rd Jan and I want to simply show the coming dates for 1 week over here, then for that I need to simply use a INTL package. So in the perspec.ml file you will see that I've simply added an INTL package so that I can get the coming week days and the date. Yeah, I hope it is clear. So if it is Monday, then I need to get a next Monday date, and the user can simply scroll and can select the date. So for that I have used the INTL package to show all the coming date for the 1 week. Yeah, for the next 1 week, and that's why I simply added one of the code which is get formatted dates, and it will simply provide me the date up to 7 days. Yeah, so this is how we can simply get that. You can simply pause the video and can write this code, and here I've passed a final dates where I'm going to store all the dates, and here I will get that by using a list view.builder. So I need to simply create one list view over here in the horizontal direction so that the user can scroll and can select a specific date, right? So for that I'll just write a list view.builder, something like this, list view.builder, and in the item builder I just need to pass a context and an index, and where I'm storing the dates. As you can see that we have simply passed a final dates over here. So I'll simply call a dates over here in the list view.builder. So for that I need to first pass an item count, so that I keep the count like dates dot length, something like this. Now here I'm going to simply pass a return, and in the return I'll just write a container first, and in the container I will do one thing. First I'll pass a decoration, a box decoration, and in the color I'm going to simply use the customize color code for the container. So let me see that color. Yeah, here it is. So I'll pass color 0xff, and I'll just pass EEB51E, something like this. So this is the color code then that I'm widely going to use on this container. Now once we have passed this thing, now I can simply pass a child over here, and in the child I just need to pass a text widget. So for the text widget I'll just write a text widget, and here I'm going to show the data that we have in the dates list. So for that I just need to write like something like this, dates, and here I'm going to pass the index. Yeah, now I just need to pass a style, a text style. Now the color, which will be simply colors.white or black. We'll see that what we need to pass. So let me call this first. So I will simply hot restart the app. I think so I'm getting an error. Yeah, so as you know that list view.builder just act as a good student, so we need to simply tell him like how much space he should take. So I'll simply wrap up with a container, and this will pass the height up to 100, something like this. Now here you can see this, but you will see that the thing are in the horizontal, no, vertical direction. So I need to simply move to the horizontal direction. So for that I will pass scroll axis dot vertical. It is already vertical, we need to do horizontal, sorry for that. Yeah, horizontal. Now you can see this. Now here I just need to do one thing, because we need to provide some of the design so that it will look good. Yeah, I guess it is okay. So for that I just need to pass a color black. So pass black. Font size, let's increase the font size up to 20.0, and font weight will be font weight dot bold. Yeah, so that I can see the text clearly, something like this. Yeah, now I can simply pass, first I need to center this, so I'll pass a center, and here I just need to pass a margin edge inset dot only from the right 20.0. yeah, now I think so height is too much, I don't need this much height. Let's pass 60. 60 is okay. I can use a size box, and let's pass the height 20 or 10. Let's pass 10 first, and here it is. Now here I can simply pass the width. Let's pass the width up to 100. Yeah, so now you can simply see that I can simply scroll and can select one of the container, right? So for that I need to use a border radius. So for the border radius dot circular, let's pass 10. I guess it is, now it look cool, and now I can simply select any of the date. Now here you can see that if I'll press to any of the container, it won't highlight that which container I have simply pressed. Like for an example, if I will simply select like Sunday 5, now I will press Sunday 5, then nothing will going to happen, because we haven't added any execution, or we need to simply highlight the container so that the user can simply know that which date he has selected, right? So for that I need to do one thing, like here which container I have pressed from the list, I need to simply pass an integer, and in the integer I'm going to keep a track. Like if there are 7 containers over here, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this 7 containers, I have simply pressed to the second container. Then I'm going to create one integer, and here I will just write an integer name track, and in the track I will simply clip the track like which integer, not an integer, a container I have simply pressed on this list view. Yeah, so that's why I simply first change it to 0. Yeah, now here I'll just check that which container I've actually pressed. So for that I need to wrap up the container with a gesture detector, and once I simply press to any of the container, I just need to store the value, like at which position of the container I've simply pressed. So for that I just need to write a track, and we'll keep a track of that value. And as you know that index is something like, it is, as I've told you that there are 7 containers, right? So for an example, if I press to the 3rd container, now the track value will be 3, and as we are simply keeping the value of the index in the track, so the track value will be 3, and we get to know that we have simply pressed a 3rd container. And if we get the value of the 3rd container, we can simply highlight that container, right? So that's why I've used a track integer over here. Now it is much clear. Now here I'll use a set state. So here first I will just write a border, and here I'll pass a border dot all, something like this. Now the color, which will be the colors dot white. So yeah, it is okay, I guess it is okay. We can pass black like this. I'm thinking what we can really do to highlight that container, right? So if the track value is equals to index, then we are going to simply show the colors dot black, and if this is true, then we are going to simply show the colors dot white, something like this. I hope it should work. If not, then we need to do one thing. What it will be? Yeah, we made one mistake. What is that? We need to simply cut it from there, and we need to pass inside the color function, and here it is. Yeah, so now you can see that you will see the changes. So let's pass me the width so that it will be clearly seen. Yeah, so here you can see that all the container background color are black, but the third container that we have simply selected, its border color is white. So here you can see that we can simply highlight like this, like which all container I have simply selected over here, and the container border color will be simply changed to white. So this is how the user can know like which all container he have selected over here. Now if you want, you can also pass an elevation over here and something like this. I think so now it will be much in highlighted form, and now I can simply select any of the container and the container will be in the much highlighted form, right? So here it is done. I have selected a date. Now once I selected a date, I need to select a time slot for this movie because there will be a lots of available time slot for this movie. Yeah, so for that I just need to pass some of the time slots over here. So I need to use a list view.builder again to show that respective time slots. Yeah, I think so. Let me see if we need or not. If we need, then we are going to use a list view. But for now, I'm just writing a row children, and in the container, I'll just pass like a decoration, a box decoration, and here I'm going to simply pass the color. So for the color, what I'm thinking that what we can do rather than passing the color over here, I will do one thing. Like first I will just pass a child and a text widget, and in the text widget let me copy some of the text widget from here and will simply paste it something over here in the text widget. Yeah, now once we have simply done this thing, I need to pass a time slot like up to the show will start from 8 p.m. Yeah, so here you can see 8 p.m. Now I'll use a size box, height let's pass 10.0. now the color, which will be colors dot white, so I'll just pass colors dot white, something like this, and it is okay. Now here I'll pass a border and border, and the border will be border dot all. I just need to also pass the color in the border. So for the color I'll copy this color and will simply pass over here. Yeah, now we can increase a width of this border. Let's pass up to 3.0, and here let's increase the size 22. We can pass padding edge inset dot all. Let's pass up to 8. Yeah, so like this, I guess it is okay, or 30 is okay, or 30 is okay. Now we can do one thing. We can pass a border radius. So let's pass the border radius dot circular, and let's pass 10. Yeah, so this is the time slot that the user can select. So time slot, so I'm going to show one more time slot or two time slot, I don't know, so let me do that. And one will be start in 10 p.m. and one will be start in 6 p.m. Yeah, so 6 p.m. I don't know what is this movie length, so I am passing the random time over here. If this movie length is more than 2 hours. Yeah, so I'll use a main axis alignment dot space evenly, so that I can give some space, but the space will create some problem. So for that I'll just pass 20, and I will also decrease down a padding up to 5. Yeah, so we'll do same for the other 5 and 20 again and 5. Yeah, so this is the thing that we need to simply pass over here to show the time slot. Yeah, I need to pass, I think so, cross over here. Cross is already done. Yeah, I think so, because of space evenly it is happening, so I just need to pass a space between rather than evenly, so that I can provide a maximum space between all this container. Now I need to select one of the time slot. Now again, to select one of the time slot, I need to do one thing. Like for that I will just wrap up the container over here, and I'll just write gesture director, and on the on tab function I will just pass this. Now I just need to change the color of the time slots so that the user can know like which time slot that they have selected. Same for the date one. Yeah. Now I will add a complete execution, like if I will select any of the time slot, then how I need to highlight that container. So I will do that with music. Yeah, so enjoy the music and you can simply code along with me, and I'm simply write all the process to highlight this container. Then I'll explain you what all thing I have done. Yeah, so let's go. 1 2 3 start. Yeah, so this is how we can simply show the time slots and how the time slots will be shown in the highlighted form. So now if I'll select 10 p.m., then you can see that how it will simply highlight this container and will indicate the user that this is the time slot that the user have selected. Now when we'll switch to the 6 p.m., so this is how we can simply select any of the time slots from here. Now once we have done all this thing, now I'm thinking that let's pass something over here like choose date, choose time slot. Yeah, so that it will look good, I guess. Yeah, so for that I need to copy the text widget, and here I'll copy this text widget and will simply paste it something over here. So close this container, and here I'll paste this and we'll just write select date. I'll just write select date something like this. Yeah, so now you can see select date. Now I can use the size box here again and will simply paste it something over here. So select date will be highlighted over here. Now I need to simply change the color up to like this, and we'll just pass W700 is okay. Yeah, select date. Now the select time slot. So time slot will be shown something like this, and we need to simply change up to 10, I guess, and we'll just write select time slot. Yeah, so this is how we can do that to show the time slot. Now once we have done all this thing, I just need to show, like as I've told you, that the user can simply select the ticket, the amount of ticket they need to book. So for that I just need to add like a function to increase the quantity of a ticket from 1 2 3 4 like this. Yeah, so for that I just need to create something like here. So first I need to provide some like enough space, I think. So rather than passing over here, we can shift the container over here like this. I guess it will be much okay, I guess. So for that I need to do one thing. We can decrease size up to 1.8 will be too much, or 2.5. Yeah, it is okay. Now there is much space to show that container and a book now button. Yeah, so here I'll just create a row widget, and in the row widget I'll just pass a children. Yeah, now here once we are passing a children, I'm going to show the function. So for that I'll just create one container, and in the container I will do one thing. I will pass a decoration, a box decoration. Now the border will pass border dot all. Yeah, now the color, which will be the colors dot white, and here I'll pass a child row and a children something like this. Now once we have passed a children, first I'm going to simply show the plus icon, then a remove icon, and in between the quantity of a number when the user will press to the plus or remove icon. Yeah, so for that I just need to create one icon, and which will be icons dot add. Yeah, let's pass the color, which will be colors dot white, and in the center we need to show the quantity. So for that I need to use a text widget. We'll simply paste it something over here, and here I'm going to simply show the quantity 1. I will show how the execution we are going to show about a quantity. I'm just creating the UI first, then I will execute that function to increase the quantity. Yeah, so here I'll just write font weight dot bold, something like this. I need to increase the font size so that the number is clearly seen, and I will use the icon again, and will paste it something over here, and will just pass icons dot remove something like this. Yeah, we need to increase the height, not height, a width of an container, which is up to 200. 200 will be too much, I guess. We can pass up to 150. We need to increase our thickness of the, so we'll pass width 2.0, and we'll pass a border radius dot circular, pass 20. Yeah, so here I want to tell you one thing, like I didn't plan about a design or anything. I'm simply coding with you all, like I'm trying to make design at this time, like what I'm thinking it is best, I'm using that. So I didn't plan before like how to simply design this detail page and all. So what I'm thinking, I'm simply designing with you all. So that's why I'm changing a lots of things, like using a different border radius, trying to use a different colors and all, to see what fit best in this detail page. Yeah, so that's why you will see that how you can simply made a attractive design by using a different color and different border, and can check like which fit best for this app. Yeah, so this is how you can simply make a awesome UI for your app. I want to tell you that because by this process you can get to know how to make a awesome UI by using a different color and the border. Yeah, now here I'll just pass a main axis alignment dot space between, or let's pass space evenly. I guess space evenly will be okay. Yeah, something like this, it is okay. Now we can simply increase or decrease the amount of ticket that we need to show. We need to pass a size box. Let's pass the size box height 20.0. It is okay, 20.0. Or we can pass 30, I guess. Yeah, now we need to show the, I think so, book now button and a text of the total amount. Yeah, now here I'm going to simply show the container, and in the container first I'm going to show the total amount that the user need to pay to book all the tickets that they have simply select according to the quantity, and then a book now text, so that it will indicate the user by tapping to this button they can simply pay and can book now that tickets. Yeah, so for that I will move to the row widget, and in the row widget first I'm going to simply create a container, and in the container I'll just write a decoration, a box decoration. Now I'm thinking that what color I should pass on this container. So should I pass white, black, or in yellow? So let's pass yellow first, and let's see how it looks, and if not we can change it later. Yeah, so that's how we can simply make our app attractive. Yeah, so first I'll pass a child, and in the child, and first I'm going to pass a column, a children, and in the children I'm going to pass a text widget here. So for the text widget, I'll copy the text widget here from here and will simply paste it something over here. And first I'm going to simply show the total amount as I've told. So that will be in the dollar form. So I'll show the dollar and let's pass the dollar. I guess what it will be. Let's pass up to $50. Yeah. So first I need to change the colors dot white. The text is too big. I don't need this much. 50 is okay. Colors dot black. Font width will be W500. Yeah. Now here I need to provide a size box with 10.0 so that I can provide some space. Now once we have done all this thing, I can pass a width. Let's pass 200, I guess. Yeah. Now I can copy the text widget, will simply paste it something over here, and I'll just show the book now text. So for the book now, I'll just write book now something like this, and font width will be just like bold. Yeah, bold, something like this. Yeah. So once we have done all this thing, now we can show the text, but for that I need to increase like to 24 is okay, I guess. And here I am going to pass a border radius also, not a border radius as well, and a border to the container. So I'll just pass border radius dot circular. Let's pass 10, and border will be border dot all. Yeah. And the color, we just need to pass colors dot white, something like this, and we can pass a width, and let's pass the width 2.0 or 3.0 will be okay, and I can pass some space more so that it will be clearly visible. Yeah. So now you can see the book now button, and the user can simply press and can book now this movie tickets. Yeah. So this is how a detailed page has been done, where we have shown our movie image, movie name, what going to be on this movie. So action adventure, some detail about a movie. The user can select a date for which they can simply book this movie. Yeah. And the available time slot. So they can again select a time slot according to their need. They can simply increase or decrease the amount of ticket quantity. They can see the total amount and a book now button. So the book now button, when the user will press to the book now button, a Stripe payment gateway will be simply on the action, and they can simply pay through the Stripe and can book the ticket for this movie. Yeah. So till now, if you haven't hit that like button, then what you are waiting for? So hit that like button and show your support, because I've tried my best to simply make this detailed page. As I've told you, I didn't plan anything before in the starting of this video. I am simply designing with you all. So it takes some time to think and design this page. Yeah. So hit that like button and show your support, and hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel. So for the backend, as you know that we are going to use a Firebase. So let me connect the Firebase first for both Android and iOS, and this is a new update of the Flutter. So if you are facing any of the problem to connect the app for the Android device or the iOS device, then this app series will simply clear all the doubt, because on this app series I'm going to use a new and updated version of the Flutter. Yeah. So but before moving to the Firebase and we connect the app, I want to simply show you that this is the login and sign up page. Now you will think that when we have made the login and sign up page, so we have already made a login and sign up page before on the channel. You will find one video where I have simply made a complete login and sign up page from the scratch. So this is the login page, and this is the sign up page that we have simply made in our one of the video. I will simply paste a video link in the description box or in the comment box. You can simply get it from there, because by following that video you can get to know like what all things we have written in the login and sign up page. Yeah, I hope it is clear. Now let's move, and here first I'm going to simply add a backend for our sign up page. So for that I need to connect a Firebase. So let's move to the Firebase first, and this is a Firebase website. Now I just need to write my project name. So I'll just write my project name, which is Filmy Fun. Yeah. Now click on continue button, continue again. Now use default account for Firebase, click on create project. So as you can see that Firebase is preparing our project. So wait for a few seconds until it is done. So our project is ready. Now click on continue button and we'll directly move to the Firebase. So first I'm going to simply connect the iOS app, then I'll show you how to connect the Android app. Yeah, so let's click to the iOS, and we need an Apple bundle ID. So you know that how to get the Apple bundle ID. So simply open the Xcode from here and we'll just move to the Xcode. Now here in the Xcode I need to move to the runner, signing and capabilities. Now we need to copy the bundle identifier from here and we need to paste it in the Firebase. So this is a bundle identifier. So copy it from here, paste it in the Apple bundle ID, click on register app and wait for a file that you need to download here. So this is the file. Now download this Google service-info.plist file from here, and we need to simply open this file, and if you have any older file then remove that file and rename the file again. Yeah, so move that file and just rename the file again. Now we need to simply paste this file below the info. So we need to paste it below the info, click on finish. Here it is done. Now let's move back to the Firebase, click on next, next, continue to the console. So here you have seen that I have successfully added the iOS app. So it just take like nearly 10 seconds to add an iOS app. Now in the latest version of the Flutter, the Android process is now very fast. Like we need to add lots of code from the Firebase before. If you have watched my old series, like I've made 10 to 12 app series before on this channel. So in that series you'll notice that it takes like nearly 1 to 2 minutes to add a complete backend for the Android app. I mean when you connect the Firebase. But in this new update of Flutter, they make the thing really fast to add, and now it just take like 15 seconds to add a complete Android app. Yeah, now let's move, and here first we'll move to the Android, and I need an Android package name. So move to the Android app build.gradle. Now copy this application ID from here. Now simply paste it over here. Now click on register app. Now we need to download that file again. So download this file and just open this file, and again if you have any older file then delete that and just rename the file again. Yeah, something like this, and we need to paste it in the Android app folder, something like this. Now once you have done this thing, now click on next. Now here it is the ID. So for the ID we just need to go to the Android build.gradle. No, we don't need to, because in the latest version of the Flutter you won't find any files. Like we need to add in the class path, but in the new version we need to move to the settings.gradle, and this is a ID plugin. In the plugin section you will see that there is a various ID. We just need to paste the ID over here and it is done. Now click on this one and copy the code. So here this is another ID. Now move to the Android app build.gradle and just paste after this Android and Kotlin plugin and just paste it over here. Now you will think that I am not adding a dependencies section over here, because in the latest version of Flutter we don't need to add this anything. Now click on next, continue to the console. So you can see that how they have made really fast to connect the Android app with a Firebase, and now we have successfully connected the Android app also. Yeah, now let's move back, and here I need to move to the authentication, and in the authentication I'll click to the get started button, and as you know that we are going to use a mail authentication. So let's move to the signing method, click on email and password, click on enable, click on save. Yeah, it is done. Now let's move to the Firestore database, because we need to change some of the security rules from here so that we can upload our data over here, right? click on create database, next create, and now Cloud Firestore will set up some security rules. So wait for a few seconds until it is done. So move to the rules, and we need to just change the rules from false to true so that we can upload our data to the Cloud Firestore, and we'll click on publish button, and here it is done. Now once we have done all this thing, now let's move to the Pub.dev. Now I'm telling let's move to the Pub.dev because we need to add some of the necessary package in our Flutter app so that we can use all the features. So I'll just use the package which is Firebase Auth. Now Firebase Auth will help us to add authentication in our Flutter app. So we'll copy this package and we'll simply paste it in the pub.xml file, something over here. Now Cloud Firestore, so that we can upload our data to the Firestore database. Move to the installing, copy the package again, paste it over here. Now the third package will be, or you can say, random string. Now the random string will help us to give a specific ID to the each booking details so that we can simply track the user, like which user have booked for which movie, right? So we need a random string. Now I don't think so we need an image picker and Firebase storage. If then we'll see that in future, but I don't think so now we need a image picker and Firebase storage. Yeah, so here let's move back and move to the main.dart. But before moving to the main.dart, here let's run all the packages that we have just added in our pub.xml file. Now move to the main.dart, and here I just need to write two important functions to simply execute our connection with a Firebase app. But there is one more package I think so we left, which is a Firebase core. So Firebase core is the package that we need. So move to the installing, copy this package and paste it again, something like this. Now simply run this package, and I guess it is done. Yeah, so these are not any errors, so don't worry, this is an error, this is not an error, this is just like this. Yeah, I think so package has been run successfully. Now let's move to the main.dart, and if you can't run the package, then you can do one more thing. You can simply remove the version, because it depends like which Flutter version you are using. So the package will take the version accordingly which Flutter version you are simply running in the VS Code, right? So you can also run the packages like this if you are facing any version error. Yeah, now let's move to the main.dart, and here we just need to write widgets flutter binding dot ensure initialized, and I just need to pass await Firebase dot initialize app. So these are the two important lines to simply activate the Firebase in our app. Now once we have connected a Firebase for both Android and iOS, now we need to add a backend for our sign up page. Now in the sign up page, I've told you that authentication we are going to use is a mail authentication. Though the mail authentication I've used like many times before in my channel, I think so 15 to 20 times before. Now if I will explain those lines again and again, then the video length will be very long, and that will not make any sense like to repeat all the things again and again. So I'll simply copy the code and will simply paste it over here. Now if you want, you can pause the video and can write a code, or if you want to get the code, I will simply provide the link in the description box. You can get it from there. Yeah, so now let's move, and let me add some important code for adding a backend to our sign up page. Yeah, this is the registration function that I have created. Now here you can see that I have written like a name controller.text, password controller.text, mail controller.text. So these are the text editing controller to handle the text that the user going to enter on this text field. Now here you can see that in the sign up page there is one section named confirm password. Now if you don't want this confirm password, you can remove this, because that is not necessary to add this confirm password in the sign up page. If you want, you can do that, but I think so that it is not very necessary to add the confirm password over here. Yeah, so we'll add some necessary space. over here. Yeah, so this is the sign up page. Now how it looks. Now I have added a 3 controller to handle the text on this 3 different text field. Now this is the registration function I have created, and this is how we can create a sign up process, or the user can simply create the account with the help of the user email and the password. So create user with email and password is the function that will simply execute to allow the user to sign up in the app by using a mail authentication. So once they have authenticate with the help of mail, now I need to upload a necessary data to the Firestore database. So as I have told you that we are going to use a string id, because I am going to provide a unique id to the each user, because as I have told you that the reason behind this, because as I need to track each user id, like if there are two users Shyam and Shivam, I need to provide a two different id to the these two users, so that I can track the Shivam data and the Shyam data, and we can show the specific movie they have booked. So that's why I'm going to provide a unique id to these two users, right? So I will pass id and will just write random alphanumeric 10 and will pass this something like this. Now I need to create a map. Now what is a map? So map is a combination of key value pair. Now if you don't know enough about a Dart programming or a widgets how to use in a Flutter, then I have already made a complete beginner series, not a series. In one video I have simply covered like about all the things about a basic Dart programming and how to use widgets in the Flutter app. I recommend you to watch that video so that you can get to know more about how to use in this Flutter code. Yeah, so here I'm going to create a map, and map is a combination of key and value pair. So this is a key and this is a value. So we are going to show the key in the string and the value in the form of dynamic. Yeah, so I just need to pass our map name, which is user info map. Yeah, and here first I'm going to pass the username, so I'll pass name, and to get his name I'll just pass name controller.text. Now I need to get his email, so we'll pass mail controller.text. Now his unique id, so I'll pass id and we'll just pass the id, something like this. And here I'm also going to pass the image. So for the image I'm going to use the unique link that will be best for the users to show that respective image. Now once we have wrote the map, now we need to write a necessary function to upload the data to the Firestore database. Now you will see that I have created one service folder, and in the service folder you will see the shared preference. Now you will think that what is shared preference? Though it is shared preference, I have written a short form, the file name. Now to activate the shared preference in your app, you just need to add one more package, which is a shared preferences in the perspecml file. So the shared pref.dart is a function that will help us to store a data locally in our Flutter device. Now you will think that we are already using a Firebase server. Then why we need to store a data locally? So the data we are going to simply store locally, as you can see here, is the user id, his name, his email, and his image. So these are the 4 things that I am simply storing in our Flutter device. Now to get a username and image, his name, we can't each time call a server and get a data. So these are the small things that we can simply store in our data locally. So that's why I'm using a shared preference, and we can use this data very easily by using a shared preference. Now I'll show you how to save that data locally. I haven't saved that data locally till now. Yep. So let's move to the signup.dart back here again, and in the service folder we'll simply create a new folder name, new file name, new file name, which will be a database.dart, and in the database.dart we are going to write all the necessary function that will help us to execute the Firebase. Yeah, so first I will create a class name, which is database methods, and in the database methods I am going to simply write a future. Now I am writing a function name, which is add user details, something like this. Yeah, now here I just need to pass a map. The map is the same map that we have passed in our sign up page. So I'll just write string dynamic user info map, something like this. Now we need to pass a string id. So I know that you know the use of id now, like I need to provide a unique id to the each user, so I'm passing the id over here. Now here, once we have done this thing, I just need to do one more thing, like here first I need to return and we need to pass await. For that I just need to pass async over here. So I'll pass async await firebase firestore dot instance dot collection, and here I'm going to simply write our collection name, which is users dot doc, and will pass the unique id. Dot set method will help us to upload the user data to the respective collection, which is users, right? Now I just need to write user info map, something like this. Yeah, so one we have written all this thing. Now we need to simply call this function in a sign up page. So here I'll just move and will write await database methods, sorry, why it is disappearing, database methods dot add user detail. We need to pass user info map id dot, then like once the data has been uploaded to the wait a second, so once the data has been uploaded to the Firestore database, we need to just show the toast message that the user have registered successfully. So that will be the green light. You know the green light, red light. So that will be the green light for the users that they have registered successfully. Now they will land to the home page. Yeah. So for that I need to show the scaffold messenger, which will be like a snack bar in the lower bottom. So I'll use a scaffold messenger, something like this, which is scaffold messenger dot of context dot show snack bar, and in the snack bar I'll just pass a snack bar, something like this. And in the content I just need to pass a text widget, and in the text widget there is some error. Let me see what error it is. Yeah, okay, so remove dot then from here and write this function outside the dot then function. So remove that dot then from here, and we just need to pass a text data. And here, because we have already passed a await function, so this function, if haven't completed, then it won't move to the next function. So that's why I passed await. So it will wait until this function complete. Once this function complete, then the snack bar will be shown. So we don't need dot then function over here. Yeah. So once we have written this thing, I need to pass a text widget, a text in a text widget, which is registered successfully, something like this. I guess it is okay. Now we can pass a green light. So for the green light I'll just pass background color, which will be colors dot green, something like this. Now here I just need to pass a style, a text style. Now the color will be just colors dot white, and font weight will be font weight dot bold. Yeah, something like this. We can also increase the font size. Let's pass 20.0. Now once we have shown the register successfully toast message, we need to also push the user to the home page. So for that I'll just write navigator.push. I need to use push replacement so that they can't move back, and we'll write material page route. And here I need to pass a context, and we need to push the user to the bottom name so that he can simply navigate to the different pages. Yeah, I hope it is clear. Now once we have written this thing, we have wrote a complete function for registration function. Now let's call all this controller to the each text field. So for that I'll move to the email, so I'll pass controller, which will be the mail controller. Same for the password controller, which will be the controller, and the password controller, and with his name, here is name, so I'll pass controller, name controller. Yeah, something like this. So once we have passed a specific controller to the each text field, now we can execute a function for our sign up page. So here where there is a button, I'll simply wrap up with a gesture detector, and in the on tap method I'll just pass that if like user have filled a name, so I'll write name controller.text should not be equals to space, that means that it won't be blank. And if like mail controller.text should also be not be blank, like all this text field should be filled to execute the registration function. So I'm passing in the if case, and the password controller.text also should not be equals to space, something like this. And if it is true, then we'll use a set state, not set equal, set state, and in the set state I'll assign all the string. Now you will think that why I wrote a string, so this is the reason, so that I can assign the each text field value to the respective string. So I'll pass name controller.text. Same for the mail, we'll write mail, which is email equals to mail controller.text, and same for the password. So we'll write password equals to password controller.text. Yeah, so these are all the things that we need to handle. Now we need to just call the registration function when it is done. Yeah, so this is how the registration function going to work. Now here let's test this our sign up page. Now we have just added a Firebase in our Flutter app, so hot reload or hot restart won't work over here. So you just need to close a complete VS Code and the emulator you are using, then rerun the complete app again. Yeah, this is our sign up page. I've launched the app again, and now I'll show you how our sign up page is working. So I'll just write my name over here. So I'll write Shivam, but you can't see anything because I need to simply pass a style to my text field so that I can see the text that I enter on this text field. So for that I just need to write a style, a text style. The color will be colors.white so that I can see that text. And if you want to change the cursor color, you can also do that. So for the cursor color, you can just write a cursor color, and you can change the cursor color to colors.white, and now you can also see the cursor, and the text will also visible, I guess. SHIVMGUPTA. Yeah, so text are also visible. We can pass this to the each text field and the password. Yeah, something like this. Now we can also pass the email. So I'll write a random email ID and the password. You can see that password is not in the dotted form. You can do that by using a off secure text to true, which is over where we can write over here, of secure text to true. So these are all the things that I've simply taught you in the, as I told you that in the Flutter beginner course. You can follow that because these are all the common things about widgets that you can learn over there. Yeah, now I'll simply click to this sign up button and we'll move to the bottom nave, I guess. Yeah, so I've registered successfully, a green light, and we have successfully moved to the home page. Now let's move to the Firebase because we need to check like how the data has been uploaded to the Firestore database. So this is Cloud Firestore. We just need to refresh the page. And here you can see the users collection with his specific doc ID, the email that I have just used, this his ID, unique ID, you can see that, the image and the name that I have just written in the emulator. So our mail authentication is done and it is also working brilliantly. And if you haven't hit that like button till now, then what you are waiting for? Hit that like button and show your support, and also hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel, right? So hit that subscribe button. I hope that you have hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's move to the app, and we'll add now a complete backend for our login page also. Now I'm going to call all the data that we have simply used to store the name, image, the ID and the email. I'm talking about the shared preference. So here you can see that in the service folder I've simply created shared preference.dart. Now we are going to simply store the data locally that we are going to use in the app. So let's move to the signup.dart page, and here I will just one by one going to store all the data locally. So for that I'll just write await shared preference helper dot save display name, and first I'm going to save the username. So I'll just write name controller.text. Now we need to just write shared preference helper dot save user email, and I'm going to next save the user email. So I'll write mail controller.text, and then I'm going to save the user ID. So we'll pass save user ID and ID here something like this, and we'll just write await shared preference helper dot save, and then I'm going to simply save the user image. Now let me copy this image link and we'll simply paste it in the shared preference where we are saving the user image, something like this. So once we have done all this thing, now we can simply save the data locally. Now I can use a shared preference, but don't need to worry. I will show you where we are going to use a shared preference and how this data will be called, and we can show them in the app. Yeah. So once we have saved the data locally, now let's move to our login page, and in the login page, as you can see that we have just written one function which is user login, and let's move to the login page first, and this is the login page, and as you can see that there are two text fields which is email and the password. So there you can see the mail controller.text and the password controller. So these are the two text editing controller that will help us to manage the text that the user will input in this two text field. Yeah, I hope it is clear. Now this is a simple user login function that I have written. You can simply see that. Yeah, now let's move here with a further code that we need to simply write in our user login function. Yeah, so in the user login function, what I'm going to do is that, like here for an example, if the user will enter the email that they have used to sign up in the app before, and they use a same email to log in the app, now I want to simply get his detail from the server and save in the shared preference first, because as you know that in the sign up page we have passed a shared preference. We are saving all the data related to that specific user in the shared preference. I mean the data we are storing locally by using the shared preference. Now once they log in the app again, I need to simply store that data again locally. So for that I need to simply get his detail from the user's collection, and once we get all the details of that respective email, then we'll simply save his name, image and the ID. So what I'm going to do is that, so for an example, if the user will write the email like this email shivam3566@gmail.com. Now once they have written this email, I'm going to simply match the email that match with the email in the user's collection, and once we match that email and found a respective document like this document, then we'll simply save his ID, name, image. So that's how we are going to simply get his name and image. Yeah, so for that I'm going to do one thing here. As you can see that first I have written a string, my name, my ID and my image. So these are the three things I need to simply get from the server. So first I will write like name1 is equals to, I think so, first we need to simply pass a query snapshot we haven't passed till now. So let's create some function in our like database.dart file. So for that I will just write future. Now what is a query snapshot? A query snapshot is something that will help us to read a specific document. Like this is a document and we need to read all the fields in this respective document, so that will help to get our respective fields. So we need to read a specific document, so that's why we need a query snapshot. So I'll just write a query snapshot and we'll write our function name, which is get user by email. Yeah, so once we get this thing, we can simply first pass a string which is an email, where, and we'll pass a sync and we'll just return, and sorry, yeah, something like this. We'll remove this one. We'll just need to return. We'll pass return await. So we need to pass a sync first, and we'll write await Firebase Firestore dot instance, and we need to pass our collection name. So I'll pass collection, which is a user's collection, dot where, and I need to simply match the email that I've told you now. So for that I just need to pass dot where and a email field name, and we just need to pass is equal to and the email that we need to match, and dot get function will help us to get all the field from the respective document. I hope it is very clear now. Now let's move to the login page, and here I need to simply first call the function that we have written in our database.dart file. So for that I'll just write query snapshot, and we'll write query snapshot is equals to await. So for that I need to pass async. I've already passed, so don't need to worry. So I'll just write await, not over here, over here, sorry for that. Again await, we need to just write like database methods, base methods, database methods dot get user by email, and we need to simply pass the email string. I'm going to store the text of this text field in the email string. I'll show you that this is the same thing that we have done in the sign up page. There are not much more difference, just this function we need to add extra in this login page. And first I'm going to just write a query snapshot dot docs 0 dot, and here I'm going to simply pass our field name that we need to call. So this is the field name. Now copy this and paste it exactly over here, so that I can get an exact name over here, and we'll just use a string name which is my name, something like this, and we need to use a dollar sign so that I can get a detail from a respective field. Yes, something like this. Now once we have done all this thing, now here I'll do one thing. I'll get a ID, so I'll pass my ID, and here I'm going to pass again the field name which is ID. So I'll just pass the ID over here, and now we need to get a image. So we'll copy this image, we'll simply paste it something over here, and we'll just write my image, something like this. Yeah, so once we have done all this thing, now we need to simply store the data locally as I've explained you. So we'll use a shared preference again dot save user image. So I'm going to simply store my image. Now here I'm going to again write an await shared preference helper dot save user ID, and I'm going to simply store here user ID, and then await shared preference helper dot save, and we need to just save his email. So I'll write email, so which is a email, something like this. So we have saved name is left, so again use a shared preference helper dot save user display name, and I'm going to save the username which is my name, something like this. Now once we have wrote this function, now we can simply store our data locally. Now once we have done all this thing, now we can simply push the user to the home page. So for that I'll use a navigator again. So I'll write navigator dot push, and here I'm going to just pass a material page route. So I'll write material page route, now a context. So I'll just write a context, something like this, and we'll push the user to the home page. So I'll write home, something like this. Yeah, so this is how we can simply push the user to the home page once they have logged in. Now let's call the function Like when the user will tap to this login button, we need to execute some of the functions. So for that, I just need to move to the login here, something over here, where, over here. Sign up. This is a login button. Yeah. So we'll again wrap up with a gesture detector and on tap method. And in the on tap method, I'll just pass one case, like if both the text field will be filled, then we are going to simply call a login function. Like we need to simply allow the user to enter or fill this to text field. So for that, I'll just pass mail controller.text should not be empty and a password should not be empty. Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, here it is. So password controller.text should not be empty. Now if this two condition is true, then we'll use a set state to fill all the situation or strings. So I'll just pass email equals to mail controller.text, and so I'll just write a password equals to password mail controller.text, something like this. Now once we have done all this thing, we can simply call our function, which is user login. Yeah, so this is how we can simply create a user login function. Now let's test how the user login function is going to work. So I will simply hot restart the app. I hope that hot restart will work over here. So I'll just pass the name, which is Ayush Gupta. So I'll write Ayush Gupta and we'll just write email. So I'll write ayush123@gmail.com. We need to pass in password. So I'll write password. Now we need to just sign up. So I'll first sign up with one of my account that I have created. Then I'll show you how we can simply use same ID to log in the app. Yeah. So I'll just move to the login page and we'll simply hot restart the app and we'll just write Ayush. I can't see the text. You know that why. We need to simply pass that to case again. So I'll move to the sign up page and we'll copy this tile and cursor color so that I can see the text that we enter over in this text field. So I'll copy and we'll simply paste it something over here. Where? Over here. Yeah, and we need to do same for in the password. We can pass off secure to secure our password that we enter. So I'll just pass true, something like this. Let's hot restart the app again and we'll enter the same email, which is ayush123@gmail.com, and we need to just enter password ayush123. Now we'll simply click to this login button. Wrong password provided by the user, though you can't see this. Now if you want to simply change this, you can do from here. Like you can just pass like black. It is a black, and you can pass a background color also, like here, and like background color, and we can pass colors dot white so that I can see it clearly. I've entered a wrong password, so let me check it. I hope that I didn't forget a password. I have. So sorry for that. I don't know how I forgot the password, but let me test it again. So I have simply signed up with a new account first, and then I'll use a login function. Yeah, so I'll write ayush125@gmail.com, and I'll write ayush125. Why it's showing a wrong provided by the user? Because I'm entering the correct thing again and again. Let me check. I think so. We haven't passed a controller till now. These are the small mistakes that simply make the thing very tough. Yeah. So I'll write controller, password controller, and the controller is a mail controller, something like this. Now once we have done this thing, now we can handle a text that the user enter on this text field. So I'll use my old account again, which is 123@gmail.com, and we'll use a password again, ayush123. We faced some error. Let me check. Invalid range, it says. So I have entered a wrong email ID, or it's something else. Let me check it again. Let me check this function first. Yeah, so that I was telling about, like email should be exact what you are passing over here. So these are the few errors that you can also notice, because this can simply take you lots of time to simply fix this. So I'm showing you like how, what all simple errors you can face and how you can simply solve that. Yeah, so just read the error that you simply get, like what is an exact error. Now once you know that this error is because of this condition, then you can simply fix that in no time. Yeah, so I'll click to this login button again, and here you can see that we have successfully moved to the home page here again, and our login is working brilliantly. Yeah, so if you want to move to the bottom name, so just remove the home and just switch it to the bottom name. Yeah, that is also brilliant, you can do that. Yeah, so once we have done this thing, now let's move to our bottom name page and let's add all the functions so that the user can book a ticket and can watch his favorite movie. Yeah, now let's move, and here as you can see that when the user will tap to this, they will move to the movie detail page. So for that I need to move to the home page first. I don't think so we need a much execution in our home page. Let's move to the movie detail page and let me add some of the functionalities over here. So let me switch it to the detail page first. So I'll just write a detail page, something like this. Yeah, so this is the detail page. Now in this detail page I need to do one thing, like first I need to get the image of, like when the user will tap to any specific movie, his name, like movie name, the action, adventure, these are the some text we need to show, and the some detail about that movie, and also the price. So price is also left. So I'll just write one thing, like here I'll just write a string like this, and here I'm going to simply get the image, which is movie image, the movie name, and the action, adventure, what I will write, short detail, just write short detail, and sorry detail, and I'll just write a detail, or movie detail, just write movie detail. Yeah, and now we can just call our detail page, and we need to just store this all the things. So I'll write this dot image, this dot name, something like this, and this dot short detail, and this dot movie detail, something like this. Now once we have passed all this thing, I just need to pass a required thing. So I'll write required, and this is also required, and this is also required too. Now we need to just pass all the thing in the home page. So let me see where we have written. So this is the first movie where we have shown. So I'll do one thing, I will just wrap up the container, which is this container, I guess I'm correct. Yeah, I'm correct. So I'll just wrap up with a gesture detector, and in the on tap method I will just push the user to the detail page. So I'll write navigator dot push, and we'll just write a material page route. So I'll write material page route, something like this. I'll just pass a context, and in the context I'll push the user to the detail page. Now I need to pass the image of this movie, so I will just write our folder name, which is where we have stored the image. So I'll use images dot this, something like this. Yeah, now here I'm going to do one thing, like you will think that why I haven't stored the image in the Firebase storage. Now in my previous, like I have already made 14 to 15 apps before on this channel, you can simply check it out. I will simply paste the link in the comment box. Now in the previous series I noticed that many of the viewers writing in the comment box that Firebase is paid. I know that Firebase is paid, so this is a new update that Firebase. So according to this new update, if you want to use a Firebase storage, you need to upgrade the plan to the Blaze plan. Yeah, so though you can buy a Firebase storage, I will recommend you, because as the Firebase storage don't have any fixed subscription, they will charge you accordingly how the Firebase you are using. So if you don't want to deploy the app to the Play Store, you are just making for your like resume or just for your college or interview purpose, then I don't think so that will charge you very much for the Firebase storage. This is, I'm telling you according to the my experience, because I've already used a Firebase storage by a Blaze plan. So I don't deploy any app, I just use the Firebase storage to to show you how the app building works and how the app development works. So it charged me like really less than $1. So it is like nearly in Indian currency less than 80 rupees. So that's the minimum charge that you can face while purchasing for the Firebase storage. Now if you don't want to buy the Firebase storage, then this is this project, because as you can see that I am storing the image locally in our images folder, and I'm going to use the image again by the just passing our images folder name. Yeah, so we are not getting any image from the server. So on this project we don't need a Firebase storage. So this is a good news for you. If you don't want to simply upgrade the plan, you can follow this project, because I'm not going to use a Firebase storage on this project completely, as you know that, because I've already used a Cloud Firestore and authentication till now. Yeah, so now let's pass our movie name. So I'll just pass the movie name, which is this name, Infinity Wars. So I'll copy this and will simply paste it something over here. Yeah, and here I'm going to pass our short detail, which is, I think so, this detail. So we'll copy this and we'll simply paste it something over here, and this is a movie detail. So I need to just copy the movie detail also. So I need to copy the movie detail from here and will simply paste it over here, something like, I'll copy this and will paste it over where, in the home page where we are passing the movie detail, something like this. Yeah, so once we have done all this thing, now I can call all the data in our detail page. So for that I just need to show our movie name, which is widget.name, something like this. Then I need to show the our image. So I'll pass widget.image, something like this. Now once we have done these two things, I need to just show this. So I'll write widget dot, like, what is this, I guess short detail, and the movie detail. So I'll copy widget dot movie detail, something like this. Yeah, something like this. So once we have passed all this thing, now I think so we have forgot to pass a price also. Yeah, so price is an important thing. Yeah, so I'll pass a price. So I'll just pass a price, something like this. I'll just write this dot price. So I'll write this dot price and we'll call also a price, something like this. And let's move to our home dot, and here we need to write a price. So let's keep the price of this ticket, it is $50. So I'll write $50. Yeah, and once we have done all this thing, now let's show the price also over here. So I'll write widget dot price. Yeah, so here it is. Now let's hot restart the app again and we'll move to the home page. No, we haven't, because we need to pass a bottom name. So I'll pass bottom name. Let's move to the home page. Now I'll tap to this, and here we have landed to the detail page. Yeah, so this is how we can see that this is a movie picture, movie name, short detail, some more detail. Now we need to increase or decrease the amount of ticket like user need to buy. So for that I need to execute some of the function in our booking, not booking, detail page. Yeah, so for that first I'm going to just write like quantity. So I'll just write quantity is equals to 0. Yeah, we can't pass 0 because the user need to buy minimum 1 ticket. So that's why I need to just pass a 1 over there. So here I'm going to do one thing, like first I'm going to show the quantity. Yeah, also there is one more thing, we need to simply keep a track of a total amount. Like this is a total amount, right? We don't need to show the price over here. So to keep the track, I need to do one thing, like I'll just pass int total is equals to 0, and in the init state I'll just store the total price of a ticket, like of 1 ticket. Then it will keep on increasing as the user will increase the quantity from here. Yeah, so I'll just write a total is equals to, total is equals to widget dot price, something like this. Now once we have passed this case, okay, so we need to parse it to the int. So in.parse, and we need to write widget.price, something like this. I hope it is clear. Now once we have passed this case, we can pass total over here, over here. So I'll just wrap up with a gesture detector first. So I'll pass gesture detector, and in the onTap method I will just do one thing, like I will first increase the quantity. So I'll write quantity equals to quantity plus 1, which will increase the quantity of an ticket. Then we need to increase the total price. So I'll write total equals to total plus in.parse dot widget, and we need to just pass a price, and we need to also pass a set state, something like this. Yeah, so let me show how it works. So I'll simply click to this, and you can see 2, but we need to just pass a total over here so that I can show you. Total dot to string, yeah. I hope that, let's refresh this page first. Let's move to this page. We'll increase the quantity, and you can see that that total amount has been changed to 100. So this is how we can simply increase the quantity of ticket. So for the decrease, we'll pass gesture detector. In the onTap method, I will just pass if quantity of ticket should be greater than, I hope it is greater than 1. Yeah. Now if it is greater than 1, then we need to decrease by, I passed this case because as I've told you that minimum tickets that user need to buy is 1. So for that I need to pass this case, otherwise it will go from 0, -1, -2. So that will not make any sense. Yeah. So I'll just pass minus over here and also minus, something like this. Now let's simply hot restart the app. Let's move. Let's simply increase the ticket, and you can see how simply our total price is also increasing. Now let's decrease this, and as you can see that it just take a few seconds to update the total price, and you can see that now when I click to this, I can't move to 0 because a minimum condition we have passed over here. So this is how we can simply show that the case. Now once we have done all this thing, now let's add a book. Now as I've told you, we are going to add a Stripe payment gateway. So when the user want to simply book the tickets from here by clicking to this book now button, we need to enable a Stripe so that they can pay through the Stripe and can book the movie tickets that they want to. Yeah. So here I have added some of the features for our Stripe payment gateway. Now I will show you what all things we are need to integrate in our Flutter app to execute the Stripe and pay through the Stripe. Though as I've told you that I have used a Stripe many times before on my channel, so I won't show you the complete process to write a code because you don't need to exactly remind the code for the Stripe. You can copy from the old source code if you have, and you can paste it over here, or if you want to get a source code link, you can find the link in the description box. I will provide it to you. From there you can get the source code. Yeah. So let's move. So first to add a Stripe in the Flutter app, let's move to the pub.xml file, and in the pub.xml file you will see that we have added a Flutter Stripe package. So this is a Flutter Stripe package that you need to add in the pub.xml file, and according to this we are going to add gateway in our app. Yeah. So here once you have added this package, now let's move, and first thing you need to do over here, like you need to simply move to the Android folder. Now I'm telling you the settings if you are running the app in your Android device. So let's move to the Android folder. Now move to the, like in app src main Kotlin, in main activity.kt file, you just need to add this 3 lines exactly in this file, and which is a Flutter fragment activity. Yeah. So once you have added this 3 line, now let's move to the Android manifest.xml file and add this theme over here in Android theme. Now this is a theme that we need to simply pass in our Stripe to show the theme that will display while user wants to pay through the card. Yeah. So this is a theme that you need to pass in Android XML file. So these are all the things you need to do for the Android folder. So there is not much any extra settings for the iOS for the iOS it can simply run easily. Yeah, so in the service folder you can see that I've created a file which is a constant.dart. Now here in the constant.dart file I have added a two key, which is a publish key and a secret key. So the publish and secret key you will directly get from a Stripe website. Now in the Stripe website, if you don't have an account, you can sign up and create the account, and once you get that key you can simply pass the two test keys. These are the test keys to simply test the app while we are booking the ticket for the respective movie. But if you want to simply like add a live key, you can simply replace it with a live key when you will make your live app in your Play Store or in App Store. Yeah, so these are the some settings that you need to simply do for our Stripe payment gateway. Now here let's move to our booking page back again, which is this file. I think so, not this file. This is detailpage.dart file, and here you can see that I've created one function name which is a make payment. Now this is a function that will simply help us to add all the things regarding a Stripe. If you want, you can pause a video and can write a complete code. I will scroll it slowly. You can simply pause a video and can write the code, like what all code it is necessary to write for a Stripe payment gateway. Or if you want the source code, as I have told you, I will provide the link in the description box. So in the both the ways you can write a code for the Stripe. Now once you have wrote all this code, here in the button where we have shown the book now text, I have simply wrap up with a gesture detector and I have called a make payment function that will execute a Stripe payment method, and here I passed the amount that the user have been selected on while choosing the amount of ticket they need to buy. Yeah, so this is a total amount that we have passed to our make payment function. Now I'll show you that once you have wrote all this thing, now when I'll tap to this book now button, here you will see that this is how the Stripe payment gateway going to work, and I just need to pass a test card number which is 4242. You need to simply type it 12 times. 12 times, I think so, 12 digits, not 12 times, 12 digit will be there, and a random year you can pass and a CVC code. Now click on pay now button, and as you can see that payment has been successful and we have successfully paid through the Stripe payment gateway. Yeah, so our Stripe payment gateway is working brilliantly and we can simply now book the tickets for the respective movie we want. Yeah, so here one more thing I want to tell you, that like while adding all the thing related to the Stripe, don't simply like hot reload or hot restart the app. I think so if you are adding a new package to the perspec.ml file, you need to simply like close the VS code, yeah, emulator, then you need to rerun the app completely from the starting. Yeah, so otherwise you will face some of the problem. I'm telling that because you can face this problem. Yeah, so once we have done all this thing, now once the payment is successful, we need to show the booking detail in our booking page. So for that I need to upload the data to the user's respective collection, his doc ID, and here I'm going to create one collection which is a bookings, and in the bookings collection I am going to show all the booking, like which movie tickets that user have bought. Yeah, so here what I'm going to do, that first I'm going to create a map. Now in the map, first I'm going to pass a string, a dynamic, and here I'll just write user movie map. So this is a map name. Now first let me see what all things I'm going to add. Like first let's pass our movie name. So I'll pass the movie name which is widget dot, I think so, name. Then I need to pass a movie image. So I'll write movie image, something like this, movie image, and we'll pass like movie image. So we'll write widget dot image, something like this. So I passed a movie name, a movie image. Now here we need to pass one more thing, which will be, I think so we don't need a username because he going to use, so because he going to see all these booking details in the user side of the app, so we don't need to pass his name, like his image and all. We just need to pass like a date, like which date he has selected to book this specific movie. So for that I just need to pass a date, and in the date let me call the thing that we have shown. So what we are going to do, like where we have passed the date, so here I'll just write dates, which is our list name. I think so. Like here I will do one thing, like first I'm going to pass a string and I will just keep the current date over here. So I'll just write string. Now I'll just write current date, and here what I'm going to do is that here first I'm going to pass the current date when I'll tapping to any of this container. So like when I'll tap to Thursday 16 and Friday 17, then here I'm going to store the current date Friday 17 in our current string, and we can directly use that string in the map. I hope it is clear that what I'm going to do. So for that I'll just write a current date is equals to, and here I'm going to store the current date that I've selected from the app. Yeah, now I'll just pass the current date string over here, something like this. Now once we have shown the date, we need to show the time slot. So we'll pass the time, and in the time we need to just pass the case that we have written to show the selected time slot. Like here I just need to pass this case. So for that, let me show you what I'm going to do. So like if 8 is true, I mean 8 p.m. is true, then we'll just show the 8 p.m. So I'll write 8 p.m. something like this. Now here once it is false, like if the user have selected like 10 p.m., then here I'm going to just write 10 is true, then we'll just show the 10 p.m. something like this. And if both the case will be false, then last thing left, which is 6 p.m. Yeah, so I'll just write a 6 p.m. which is 0600 p.m. Yeah, so this is how we can pass a like a time slot that the user have selected from here. Now we just need to also pass a quantity. So I'll pass a quantity, and in the quantity I need to pass a quantity, like where the quantity, yeah, here it is a quantity. So I'll just write a quantity. Now the quantity is in the form of the int, so I'll pass dot to string. Now here I'm going to pass the total amount that the user have paid while booking for this movie. Yeah, so I'll just write a total dot to string, something like this. So this is how we can pass the movie name, the movie image, the date, like for which date the user have booked this movie ticket, the respective time slot that the user have selected, the amount of ticket, not the amount, the quantity of the ticket they have selected, the total amount that they have paid for watching this movie. Yeah, so these are the some details. But on this movie booking app, I am thinking that to add something extra, because this is not first booking app that I am making, because I have already made like barber booking app and event booking app on this channel. You can find the link in the comment box, because I've already made 14 to 15 apps before on this channel. You can simply look to that playlist, and that is very interesting playlist of all the apps that we have made till now. Yeah, so you can add some of the apps to your resume and can get to know more about a Flutter and Firebase. Yeah, so as I've telling you that on this series, I'm thinking that to add something extra to make it very interesting. Like if you have booked a movie ticket from any of the apps, then you will see that once you book a movie ticket, you will get one barcode. Sorry, not a barcode, a QR code. So barcode and QR code are two different things. So you will see that once you book a movie ticket for in any of the apps for any specific movie, you get a QR code. So through the QR code, the admin, or when you go to the respective cinema, the security or the person simply scans that barcode and QR code and allow you to simply enter in the movie hall. So this is what I'm going to do in our app also. So it will look like a movie booking app, otherwise it will just like other booking apps as it is. So I'm thinking to add this extra feature, and we are going to create a we are going to give a unique barcode to each and every user. So like there will be a respective barcode for the respective booking that the user have done, so that once we scan that barcode we get the details like yes, the barcode is valid and we can allow the user to enter in that respective cinema hall. Yeah, so let me show you how to create a respective, or you can say a unique QR code for the each bookings that the user are going to do for on this app. Yeah, to enable a QR code thing, I've added this two package. You can also add that in a Perspecaml file. So this is a first package which is QR Flutter. So this package will help us to create a QR code for the each booking that the user are going to do. Now here this is a QR code scanner. Now once, like, I will also add a admin panel, or you can say not an exact admin panel, just a space where the admin or any of the guy who is handling complete cinema or something, like any security guy or something, can simply like scan that QR code and can check if that is a valid QR code or not. Yeah, so that's why I've added a QR code scanner also in this app. Now once you added this package, now run this package on this perspecaml file. Now once you have run all this thing, now let's move to the our detail page. And in this detail page, what I'm going to do is that, like, the QR code is going to work something like this. Like, there will be a unique string to the each QR code, because like there are two users like Shivam and Shyam. So the Shivam is booking for the same movie and Shyam is booking for the same movie, but Shyam and Shivam will get a two different barcode because they are two different users, and we're going to simply check that if the ID we have provided to the Shyam match with the ID once we scan his QR code. Yeah, so that is the thing that I'm going to do. So for that I'll just create a string, and here I will just write a unique ID. Yeah, so I'll just write a unique ID. I'll write random alphanumeric and will pass a character up to 5. Yeah, so here I'm going to pass this, and we'll just write like QR ID, something like this, QR ID, and we'll pass our unique ID. Yeah, now here once we have done this thing and we have wrote all the thing that we need to show in our booking page, now here comes the use of the main thing that I have told you, is that which is a shared preference. So we have saved the user unique ID to the shared preference. Now the unique ID is very much needed over here because we need to show the bookings to the respect user unique ID, and like this is a document ID, and we need to simply get, like, if Shivam booked, then we need to get his ID and we need to show that booking on his ID. Yeah, so for that I'll just do one thing. I'll just get the ID by using a shared preference. So I'll use the function name which is get the shared pref. Yeah, and here I'll just write async id is equals to await, I think so await, yeah, await will be necessary, shared preference helper dot get, and we'll get the user ID. Now once we get ID, we can pass a set state to assign the ID, and we need to pass it in the init state. So I'll copy this function and we'll simply paste it something over here, something like this. Yeah, so once we get his ID, now we can upload the data to his ID. So let's create a function to upload a data. So I'll copy this function and we'll simply paste it something over here, and we'll write add user booking, something like this, user info map string ID is right. We'll just write a collection, and in the collection we'll just write bookings, or we can write booking, and we'll pass dot add function. I hope it is okay. Now once we have done all this thing, let's call the function in our detail page. So I'll just write async await Firebase, not Firebase, our database methods, wait a second, database methods. Why it is not showing? I don't know. Yeah, database methods dot add user booking. Now I'm going to pass a map name which is user movie map, and then I'm going to pass the unique user ID which is our ID. Yeah, something like this. Now once we have done all this thing, we'll pass dot then, and here I guess we can pass some Rather than dot, then let's do one thing. Let's move to the sign up page, and we need to copy this like scaffold messenger. Like we need to show the snack bar like booking has been successful to know that the user have booked successfully, and they can simply check his ticket in his booking page. Yeah. So for that, move to the detail page, and we'll simply paste it something over here, and we'll just write, and we'll show the green light which is booking. uh, Ticket has been booked successfully. Maybe ticket has been booked booked successfully. Yeah, so this is a toast message we can show. So let's test whole case. So I'll simply hot restart the app from here. Let's click to this. Let's increase the amount of, not amount, I'm telling amount again and again, quantity of tickets. Now I'll simply select one date, a time slot, and now I'll click to this book now button. Here are Stripe payment dashboard. So I'll simply pass our testing card number and a random date and CVC code. Now click on pay. Here the payment is successful, and yeah, so toast message is also visible. Ticket has been booked successfully. Now let's check to the Firebase like what data we get over there. So I'll refresh this page and just wait for a few seconds, and here, which is the ID we have used. Yeah, so this is the ID, and here you can see the booking collection, and in the booking collection you can see this doc ID, and here you can see that this is the date we have selected, the movie for which we have booked a ticket. The movie image is also shown over here, and this is a QR ID, and this is the unique QR ID for this user, and this is the quantity of tickets, the time slot we have selected, the amount that we have paid. So it is working brilliantly, and we can show the booking in the Firebase. Now let's show that booking in our booking.dart page. So let's move over here, and we just need to pass a scaffold, a body, container, child, a column, and a children, something like this. Now once we have passed this thing, first let's move back to the home page. I can't move back because we haven't wrap up with a gesture detector till now. So here I'll just wrap up with a gesture detector, and in the gesture detector pass on tap method, and we'll just write navigator dot pop context. Now we can move back successfully. So this is our booking page. So let's pass the color first, so which is background color, and we'll just pass colors dot black, something like this. Now once we have passed the color, I just need to show our page name. So I'll use a text widget here again, and I'll just write a page name which is a booking, and here I'll just pass a style, a text style, color. The color will be simply colors.white. We can pass colors.white. Font size, let's pass up to 20.0, and font weight will be font weight.bold. Yeah, so these are all the things. Here you can see this, but we need on the center. So I'll do one thing, I will wrap up with a center widget, and here I'm going to pass a margin, edge inset dot only. From the top, let's pass 50.0. Now we can see the booking text. We can increase the maybe font size to see it clearly, or up to like this. Yeah, bookings, we can show booking, you can tell bookings. Yeah, bookings. Yeah, so this is our booking page. Now here I'm going to create one curved container to show our all bookings. So for that I'll do one thing, like here what I'm going to do is that let's move to the detail page. Now the reason behind this, because we have already shown that curved container we need over here. So I'll copy this and we'll paste it something over here, and we'll just pass all the brackets, and this is a lots of space. So we'll pass the margin from the top, and we'll use a size box, and we'll just pass a size box height. Let's pass 20.0. I guess it is okay, or maybe 10 will be also okay. So yeah, so this is how we can show this container color, and you can see this screen. Now let's first create the UI of how we need to show the booking. Then through the Firebase, I'm going to show all the bookings on this page. Yeah. So I'll first write in container. Now in this, I need to first pass a children container. Now in the container, I just need to pass a decoration, a box decoration. Now in the color, I'll just pass the color, which is colors.white, and we'll just pass a width, and we'll pass a width media query dot of context. Sorry, media query dot of context dot size dot width, so that it can use a complete width of the screen. Now here I can pass first a child, a column, and a children. I hope that yeah, it is okay. Yeah, it is okay. Now what I'm going to do, first I'll pass a row children. Now in the row, what I'm going to do first, as I am going to first show the QR code at the top, so that it will be easy for the admin to like scan the QR code and allow the user to enter in that cinema hall. Yeah. So at the top, I'm going to show the QR code. So we are going to write all the code that we want to show over there. Yeah. To show the QR code, I will just write in the row widget, which is QR image view, to show our QR image. As of now, as I told you that I'm just creating the UI. So once we get a data, I will simply paste the data over here. So I'll just write a random unique ID over here, something like this. And once we have wrote this ID, I'll just pass a version, which is QR version dot auto, and here I'm going to pass a size, and we'll just pass a size 200. So this is how you can see that this is the QR code has been created in the app. Now the size is too much, I guess, and here you can see the QR code. Now once the QR code is shown, I do one thing, like what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut it from here, we'll paste it over here, and we'll pass a center widget to show that QR code in the center. Yeah. And we can pass a size box and for height from 5.0 like this. And if you want, you can increase the size of an QR code. It's up to your choice, like how the QR you want to simply show on this app. Yeah. So once we have done this thing, now I want to show the movie name. First the movie image, a movie name, the amount that the user have paid, the quantity of tickets that the user have booked. So that all thing. Yeah. So first I'm going to use image.asset, and we'll use images, and I will use the images. So let me check the image file name, which is infinity.jpg. So I'll use infinity.jpg. I'll pass the height. Let's pass the height 100, width 100, and a fit box fit.cover. Yeah. So this is the image. Now I can pass the space so that it can be seen clearly. So I'll pass padding edge inset dot only, from the left 20.0. Now here what I'm going to do is that I think so I can increase the size of an like image. So let's increase the size of an image up to 150. I'm just checking for now like what really fit best over here according to the design we need. Yeah. So this is how. And once we have shown the image, I can do one thing. I just need to wrap up with a clip react widget. So I'll use a clip react border radius, and we'll pass border radius dot circular. Let's pass 20. Yeah. So this is how we can show the movie image. Let me pass the gap from bottom also, otherwise it will not look good. Yeah. So this is how. Now we need to show the movie name. I can provide some enough space. So for the movie name, I'll just use a column widget, and in the children I need to pass a text widget. We need to copy the text widget from here, and we'll simply paste it something over here. Now in this, what I'm going to do, first I'm going to show the username. So I'll just write like this. Let me show the icon first. I think so icon will look good. You can directly show the name like this also, Shivam Gupta, something like this. Yeah. and we can just pass the color black. Font weight, let's pass 22 and just write W500 here. So this is how we can show the name. I need to bring something over here, so for that I'll just pass a cross axis alignment dot start. Yeah, I can pass the space, so I'll use size box width. Let's pass 10.0 or let's pass 20.0. Yeah, so here it is. Now here you can see the username. Now just beside the username I can show the icon, so I'll wrap up with a row widget here again. Now once we have wrap up with a row widget, I will just pass a main, that the main axis, why I'm writing a main, I don't know, I don't need that. I'll just write icons dot person. So I need to copy the color of this bottom name that we have passed. So we'll copy this color, we'll simply paste it something over here in the detail page, where the booking page, sorry. So in the icon I can just pass a color and we'll paste the color, and here you can see this one. Now I can pass a size box width. Let's pass width up to 10.0. I guess 10.0 will be okay. Yeah, so once we have passed this, now I can show the quantity. So I'll copy the row widget, we'll simply paste it something over here, and I'll just show the quantity. I don't know which icon should I use to show the quantity, so let me find if anyone will be fit over here. So why no, the cart is not needed. So quantity, or let's pass like persons over here, persons or group. Yeah, group is okay to indicate the quantity, and here I'll just pass like 3. Font weight, let's keep bold. Yeah, so indicate a quantity 3. Now I need to show the price also. So for the price, I will copy this thing again and will simply paste it over here, and we'll just write monetize on to indicate the price. Use our size box width, let's pass 20.0, and amount that the user have paid, so $200, something like this, yeah. So this is, we can show the amount, and here now just below the name I need to show the movie name. So we'll just write like this, and movie, and here I'll just write infinity was, infinity cross, we'll use a cross axis element dot start, and here I'll just change the color to black 54. Font weight will be bold. Bold is not, W500 is okay, I guess. We don't need to pass bold. Yeah, and we can pass some spacing. So I'll pass size box height 5.0, and we can pass this spacing also, something over here. So this is how we can do all this thing. I guess it looked good. Yeah, so this is my name, the movie name that I'm going to watch, the amount or quantity of the tickets, the amount that I have simply paid to watch this movie. Yeah, now here I will also provide a border radius to this container also. So for that I will pass a border radius. So I'll write border radius dot circular, and will pass up to 10. Yeah, so this is how we can do. And now let's move, and here I'm going to create one page where the admin can simply click and can scan this QR code to verify if this QR code is correct or not. Yeah, so for that I will move to the pages folder and will simply create a new file name which is verify QR dot. Yeah. Now first I'm going to simply first import the package by using material dot and will write a stateful widget name which will be a verify dot. Yeah. So once we have wrote all this thing, verify QR. What verify dot here? Verify QR. Now I'll write scaffold. Now body container. So write body container child and a column and a child. Yeah. So now let's move, and here I'm going to use this icon which is QR code.png over here. So for that I'll use image.asset and we'll use a images folder name and our image file name which is QR code.png, something like this. And here I'm going to simply pass the height. Let's pass the height 200, width 200, and we'll pass fit boxfit.cover. Yeah. Now let's move to the verify QR page so that I can see what all things I am writing there. So I'll write verify QR, something like this. So this is the page. Now I need to bring the image at the center. So for that I will just do one thing. I'll wrap up with a center widget, something like this, and I'll provide the margin from the top. So I'll write margin edge inset dot only from the top. Let's pass up to 90.0, and here I'm going to increase the size of our image up to 300, I guess is okay, or let's pass up to 500. Yeah. So this is how we can show the image. And now I'm going to show the button over here. So for the button I'll just create one container, and in the container I'll just write like this, which will be like a child, a text widget, and in the text widget I just need to pass a text which is like scan QR code. Yeah. I can just pass a style, a text style. Now the color, which will be simply colors.white. Font size, let's pass up to 20.0, and font weight will be font weight.bold. Yeah. Now here I can pass a decoration, a box decoration. Now the color, let's pass colors.black like this. So this is the button that we want to show. I can pass the complete color to this screen. So I'll pass background color, colors.white, and here I'll increase a font size up to 24, I guess. And now I can provide a width. Let's pass the width 200, or let's pass up to 250. We'll center this with the help of center widget. We'll pass the height. Let's pass the height up to 80. 80 will be good, I guess. Yeah. Now I can provide a border radius. So I'll pass border radius dot circular. Let's pass up to 10. And I can also provide a material widget. So I'll wrap up with a material widget, and I'll pass the elevation. We'll pass the elevation up to 3.0. Yeah, or 5.0. It's up to your choice. Let's pass 5.0, and we can use a border radius to our material widget also. So we'll copy, we'll paste it something over here like this. So this is a button. Now I can use a size box. So I'll pass the size box height. Let's pass the size box height 50.0. So this is a button that we need to show over here. So like when the user will press to this scan QR code button, I mean the admin, not a user. So the admin can scan the QR code. Like the back camera will simply allow the user to scan the respective QR code of that ticket, and it will check that if that QR code is valid or not. Let's move. And we haven't added a backend to show the data from the Firebase in our booking page. So let's move to the booking.dart file, and here I'm going to write a complete function to show our data from the Firebase. I mean all the bookings that the user are going to do, we are going to simply show it over here. Yeah. So to show all the bookings, I will use a stream builder. Now if you don't know the use of stream builder, so stream builder is something that will help us to read each document from the respective collection. And I will also refer you to use a stream builder when you want to simply get a data from any of the collection, because like if you change any of the data from any of like respective document, then the stream builder will just take a few seconds to highlight that update in the app. Yeah, so stream builder is very useful tool to use and to get a data from the Firebase. Yeah, so let's move to the service folder and move to the database.dal file, and we need to write a function to get a data from the Firebase. So here I'll write a future and a stream, which will be a query snapshot. So I'll just write a query snapshot, something like this. Now once we have passed the query snapshot, we can write a function name, which is get bookings. Yeah, so here I'm going to pass the ID, which will be the unique user ID. So let's move to the Firebase, because I am going to show like what respective collection we are going to call on this function. So in the Firebase, you can see that there is a users collection, and this is a specific unique ID that we have provided to Ayush, and this is a booking collection, and in this booking collection we are going to get all the documents, and we are going to show all the documents on this page. Yeah, so I'll just write a sync. Now here I'll just pass a return await, and will pass Firebase firestore dot instance dot collection, something collection. And once we have passed the collection, we can pass the collection name, which is users dot doc, and we need to pass id dot collection, and I need to get this booking collection. So I'll copy the exact collection name, will paste it something over here, and will use dot snapshot to get all the field or documents from the respective collection. Now once we have wrote this, now let's move to our like the page, I mean the booking page, where we are going to write a stream builder function. So here first I'm going to create a stream, which is a booking stream, something like this. Now once we have written this thing, we need to write our function name, which is, so I'll write widget, and will write all bookings, and here I'm going to write a function. So I'll write async, sorry, not async, I don't need async, and we need to return, and we are going to return a stream builder, as I've told you. So once we have written a stream builder, we can pass a booking stream over here. So I'll write booking stream, we can pass a null check error, and here we'll just pass a builder, and in the builder I need to pass a context async snapshot, and we'll write a snapshot, something like this, which is snapshot, something like this. Now once we have done all this thing, now here I can do one thing, like first I'm going to return. Now the return, I think so, yeah, we need to just check that snapshot dot has data. Now snapshot dot has data will check the respective collection, I mean the booking collection, if there is any booking available on the booking collection or not, like if the user have booked the ticket or not. So if they have booked the ticket, then we are going to show the ticket by using a list view dot builder, and in the item builder I just need to pass a context and a index, something like this. Now we need to pass a document snapshot, which is ds is equals to snapshot dot, and we are going to get a data from each of the documents, I mean the fields that we have provided in each of the documents. Yeah, so this is what we have written, and if there is no data available, then we are going to just show the container. Yeah, something like this. So we have written all this thing. Yeah, now in the list view builder I need to pass some of the thing like item count. Now the item count will simply keep the count of all the respective documents, like in this booking collection how many documents are available. So that count will be help to like get us all the documents in the list view builder. Yeah, so I'll just write a snapshot dot data dot docs dot length, something like this. Now once we have written this thing, now we just need to pass a return. There are some more thing we can pass over here, like if we don't need unnecessary padding, so we'll pass padding edge inset dot 0, something like this. Now once we have passed a padding, we can also pass a sync prep, we can pass up to true. Now here in the return I need to copy the ticket. Basically, what ticket? Let me show you. So this is a container. So I'm going to copy this complete container from here. We'll cut it from here. We'll simply paste it something over here. Now we are going to copy the exact field name that we are going to show. So our first thing is QR ID. So this is a QR ID. So I need to copy this QR ID and we are going to paste it something over here, and we'll just write DS and the QR ID. So this is the unique ID that we have given to the each booking that the user going to do, you know that. Yeah, so this is I think so it will remain exactly same, and this is the username. uh, why pass the username? I don't think so we need a username, because as the user will simply log in the app, and I think so let's pass the username. If you are telling them let's pass the username, so for the username I need to do one thing. Let's move to the detail page, and here we need to also get the username. So I'll write name is equals to name equals to, and we are again going to use a shared preference to get the username. So I'll write shared preference helper dot get user display name, something like this. Now once we have done this thing, now we can simply pass the name over here. So I'll just write a name, I guess a name, yeah, name, and we are going to just pass a name, something like this. Yeah, so we need to also add the field. So I'll write name and I'll pass my name, which is Shivam Gupta, and we'll add this field. Yeah, now we can call this. So I'll just write our field name. So I'll write ds name. Now when you are writing a field name, I used to tell in my each of series that write the exact field name, don't make any mistake, because a single mistake can also cause the error over here. So yeah, so now let's pass our movie name. So I'll write ds and the movie name, which is this field we need to copy. We simply paste it over here. Now this is like a quantity of tickets that user have booked. So this is the field name. Again we'll copy paste it over here. Now this is our total price that the user have paid. So the total will be this one. So we'll copy and we'll simply paste it something over here. Yeah, so this is how we can do this. Now we haven't called our function, so we'll write get on the load, and here I'm going to call our booking stream. So I'll write booking stream is equals to await, and we'll write database methods. I hope that we'll get database methods. Database methods dot get, and here what it is, I think so get bookings. So here one thing more, we need to pass a sync, and we need to also get the user ID. So you know that how to get that through the shared preference. So we need to copy this, simply paste it over here, something like this, call the shared preference, and we'll do one more thing, like with await get the shared pref. So first we are going to get id, then we are going to pass it. Yeah, and we'll pass a set state, and the init state I'm going to pass our get on the load function. So get on the load function, something like this. Now once we have done all this thing, we can pass our all booking function over here, something like this. I hope it should work. Now let's check it. Yeah, so the field name doesn't yeah, it exists now. So let's hot restart it again and move to the booking, and here you can see that we are getting all the data, which is a total price, the amount of ticket, a quantity of tickets, the movie for which we have booked this ticket, the user name, and the time slot, etc. We haven't shown a time slot and a date till now. These are the two best options to show here over here. So what I'm going to do is that let's add this two thing. This is very important, I guess. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, let's copy the row widget here. Again I'll copy the row widget, something like this. We'll simply paste it over here, and we make a mistake. What it is, let me check. So yeah, so this is the row we are going to copy, and once we have copied this, we can paste it something over here. So now we can change the time. So I'll write icons dot time, something like this, or I think so alarm will be okay. Yeah, so this is an alarm. Now I'm going to show the time. So for the time I'll use this field name. So I'll just write a time as it is, and once we have shown the time, I need to just show the date. So for the date, I think so it is okay. Yeah, so we can pass a date. There is overflow pixel error, I can see that. I will change that, do not need to worry. So I'll just write ds, and then I'm going to pass a date, which is this date. So I'll copy the date, we'll paste it over here, and this is a date. Now we can lower down the font size so that we see the overflow pixel error. You can paste the time. I guess a date is okay. Then let's cut the date from here, and we'll simply paste it outside here, and we need to use a row widget here again. And what I'm going to do, we need to just cut this icon, paste it over here as it is. I will use a size box. Let's pass the size box width, let's pass the width 10.0. now we need to pass the size box height. Let's pass the height 10.0, something like this. 10 is too much, I guess. Let's pass a 5 over here. Yeah, so this is the date and the time. Now if you want, you can increase the font size of and time that you have shown. It's up to your choice, like how you want to make. Yeah, so this is how we have shown the data from the Firebase. Now we can also pass a margin from the bottom, like if there will be another ticket, then this two ticket won't get stuck with each other. So I'll pass bottom 20.0, not a padding, my bad. So I'll remove this, and here I'll just pass a margin as in set dot only from the bottom. Let's pass 20.0. yeah, so here it is. Now here we have shown the data from the Firebase, and this is our QR code. Now let's add the complete execution, like how the admin will going to scan this barcode. We have added all the things that we need to add a QR code scanner in our app. So I will tell you each steps that we have added on our code. So here, when we'll move to the perspecaml file, you will see that there is a two package that I have added, which is QR Flutter. Now this QR Flutter will help us to show this barcode over here, and the mobile scanner package will help us to scan this QR code and match that if that it is a correct QR code or not. Yeah, so to verify that if the correct QR code is present on this app and this is a valid QR code of the booking for this movie, then there is one thing that we need to do. Like as I've told you, we are going to provide a unique string to the each QR code. So in the Cloud Firestore, you will see that there is a collection name all QR code. Now in this all QR code, we are going to store all the unique ID that we have provided to our QR code. I hope it is clear. So like this QR code has the ID, which is this one, which is WVVP. So this is the unique ID we have provided to this QR code, right? So we are storing in the all QR code collection. Now the reason behind this, so let me show you what changes you need to do to add the QR code over there. So when you'll move to the like in the detail page, you will see that where we are uploading the data, there I have added one more thing, which is add QR ID. Now this is a add QR ID, and through this you can simply like add a QR ID by using the array. So you can see that we have used field value.array union, and it will simply like add our QR ID to the all QR code collection. Now the reason behind this, as I was telling you about that, like when I'm scanning the QR code from here, now I want to simply match the QR code that if it is a valid or not. So we are going to simply like match the array QR code, like if any of the ID that present in the QR code field or not. Yeah, so if it is present, then we are going to show that the QR code is matched. Yeah, so you can see that there is one more screen I have created, which is verify QR.dart, and in this screen we are getting all the data first, like from our all QR code collection, and once we get this, we are just passing this image. I will show you how it is going to work. Do not need to worry. Yeah, I'm just explaining you like what all code I've written. Like if you want, you can simply pause a video and can write the code, but if you want to simply get a complete source code, I will provide the link in the description box. So both the ways you can prefer and can add this QR code over here. Now here you will see that there is one more section which is QR code scanner. Now this is a section where all the detection of the QR code going to work, and this is a mobile scanner controller as you can see, and this is on detect function that will simply call when the camera is going to detect this QR code, right? And once it is matched, we are going to show the dialog box that it is matched and this is the QR code detected, and like this we can do that. So I have done one thing, like I have simply run the QR code, like verify QR code or dart file in my Android real device, because I want to show that how the admin will going to scan the QR code and allow the user to enter their cinema, right? So what I'm going to do, like you will see my mobile screen at the left side, and I'm going to simply scan the QR code that it is on my laptop. So I will give all the necessary function, and you can see that it just scans the QR code in a few seconds. I will show you again, like I'll just move the camera. You will see that I'm moving my camera and it simply detect the QR code, and you can see that QR code has been detected and it is the same ID you can see over here. So you can see that how the QR code is going to work, and once it is matched it can also show the message that it is matched. Yeah, so this is the awesome thing that we have done. And once we have done all this thing, let's move to the profile page. In the profile page you can see that I just made a simple profile page. So this is the profile page we have made, and we are getting the data from the shared preference, like we have saved the data locally. So I'm using a shared preference to get all the data and show the details over here. So this is a logout and delete account button, and in the auth.dart file we have used a class auth methods, and you can go and can simply check it here. So these are all the things that we have done. Now here there are some more things, like if you want to show the your name and the image, you can again use a shared preference. Let me show you how we'll do that. So I'll copy this string id something like this. We'll move to the home page, we'll simply paste it something over here, and we'll call this. Once we have called this, we can just write like this hello, and we can pass our name. So I'll use plus and we'll pass our name. Then I'm going to show the my image, so I'll write network and we are going to pass the image. So this is how we can do that. Yeah, and once the data is loading, I can simply pass that if name is equals to null, we can show the circular progress indicator to indicate that the data is loading, and once it is load we can show the data something over here. So yeah, so this is all the process. Now when I will hot restart the app, and you will see that yeah, so it changes to my name and the my image, and this is all the bookings. And I've shown you how the admin can simply scan the barcode and can allow the user to enter in the cinema hall. So this was the unique app that we have made from the scratch, and you have added one more app to your app bucket list. But if you haven't hit that subscribe button till now, then what you are waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and be the part of this awesome Flutter family. And I am planning to bring some more awesome series on this channel, so don't miss out, because there are some more series that I'm going to plan. And this is the, I'm telling you again, like I've tried my best to not use a Firebase storage on this app. Otherwise you will tell that Firebase storage is paid, I'll use the Firebase. So I don't use the Firebase at all on this project. Yeah, so hit that like button also and show your support. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.